coming at you.
All right, guys. Welcome back to the Infinite Weekend Podcast, episode 52. I'm Zach. Josh over here, across from me.
Sup?
Special guest. He's been on the podcast before, so it's now his second appearance. My buddy Brandon, or B, as he's known.
Or
in some
the
circles.
guy that made Zach cry. Yeah.
Or the asshole that made me cry in Memphis.
Cry in the street.
Right,
the
but
street.
then
All
also
Paint the picture.
consoled me as well. So
I
Nothing
held
wrong
you.
with a
you
hug.
held me.
I held you.
I was
Which
gonna
that
say,
by
I was gonna say it a
itself,
little bit
like
differently.
I thought, the thought of Zach crying in the street is fucking hilarious to begin with.
Yeah.
But then another man embracing him
Right.
as he cries, I'm like, this is precious.
Right. Also, like you're shorter than me, so I'm leaning down to like
You cried on my shoulder.
I cried on your shoulder, and so I'm like
There was
leaning
snot
down
on my shoulder.
You're like having to reach up to like
I was rubbing your back.
rubbing
I
my
was
back,
rubbing
and like console me. So it probably looks
He just made it sound like he was 6 foot tall. Do you see how he did that?
Like down.
I wish I had that picture in black and white with all that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I could hang it up in here.
Oh
We
yeah,
can find someone to paint it.
you probably could. Yep, I remember that scene vividly.
Powerful
from memory.
imagery.
Yeah, I could. You have a painter. I could tell them the
We,
tale. and
we
they'll
talked
be able to
about crying at work Friday.
Did you?
Yeah, somebody says about crying. I was like, fuck, I'm ready to cry at any second. And everybody busts out laughing. I was like, I'm just telling you. I cried during Top Gun Maverick almost. I'm on a ticking time bomb.
I was
for
listening
tears.
to the last podcast. I feel like you're about to just let it loose.
Oh, dude, it's gonna.
Just-
Yeah, it's close
Like,
because
we
it happens during. It happens during like weird shit. Even when something triumphant happens in a movie, I'm triggered. It doesn't have to be anything sad.
Yeah,
It can just be.
it's just emotional. It
It's
doesn't
just-
matter what
yeah.
emotion. It's just
and here it comes.
Right.
And I'm just like,
It can
oh,
happen during the
don't.
podcast. It
Yeah,
could
I'm
be
like-
right now.
I hope
Right.
not.
You
I've
could be
actually had a fear of that happening on the podcast, and then like Zach's gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
I have had. You ever had those like where you're like having such? It's usually when I'm drunk. A couple times this has happened where we're hanging out with the group, where you're like having a really good time, and you're like, "This is just the best." You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
Hanging
I
with
just-
the boys.
I just-
of course, you're drunk.
Yeah.
And you're like, I love you guys. Like the whole thing.
Oh,
You know,
dude.
whatever. So I've never actually full on cried, but in the back, I'm like,
Oh yeah, I've almost cried
just a
during
little
a NASCAR.
You know what I
race.
mean?
I almost cried during a
know what I'm saying?
my first NASCAR race.
I don't know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Where you just like get really like into like this
happens
is a
is-
really good. I'm hanging with the boys. This is the
dude.
best.
You never had that
You're a
happen?
heartless bastard.
No,
I thought
dude.
we were friends.
No, I am sitting there like, man, I love my friends. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm not gonna cry.
No, I wasn't. I didn't say I was going to cry, but it's like you get that, you feel that in the back of your like throat or whatever,
Dude.
where like it's like
It's just like when
if I just let go, I could totally cry right now.
it's like when I went to Bristol. When I went to my first NASCAR race at Bristol, I saw like first off it was incredible if you've never been, but it was a father and son like 3 rows in front of us, and I hadn't even been drinking, and I look over and like he's doing the same things his dad is, like where they do like the wave, like come on, you
Yeah,
can't hear him. And
right.
I'm just like. Kind of like his father and son having the best time of their life. I'm like,
So beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm just like, am I gay?
No, that is beautiful. That is actually a really cool thing. But I don't get those feelings where I'm like, I'm gonna cry.
I didn't know he got them from hanging out with the boys.
Hey,
That's good stuff.
I'm telling you, alcohol's involved.
Next time we hang out, I'm gonna look over at you and just like,
Oh yeah.
Are you gonna cry
Let
in
it go.
Vegas?
Just let it
Yeah.
out.
If you just give me right, or if you just give me
I'll just
like
wink at you.
be like, I appreciate you, man, or something like that. Like you just
It's gonna
give me
trigger.
give me a word of affirmation, and I'll just go. I also come apparently.
That looked like you had an orgasm. That was an
It's a
orgasm
dry
face.
one. It's just dry.
It's like, all liquids must come out. Tears come. I shit myself.
Cries out of his dick. Wait till I see him in Vegas. We're gonna be drinking. I'm gonna look over and he's gonna be like the time of his life. I'm gonna be like, hey man, it's all good, bro.
It's good.
I feel it.
Are we
too.
having a great time?
And he's gonna be like, we are having a good time.
This is the best. I love you, man. Yeah.
I found out last night that I was the only one out of the core 4 that has not shit themselves.
Yeah. So we discovered
yeah,
this last night.
Never done that.
I've never shit myself.
We had a member. Scott's been on the program, and I'm just going to air out his shit.
I think he already
Literally.
did. He already did.
Right. He already did.
He
Yeah.
told everybody.
All right. He did tell everybody, so it's fair game. Now it's going to be on the internet forever.
I love this. We should call him.
Right. So he apparently was on a Zoom call. He's been sick, right? He had like the flu or whatever the hell he had.
Stomach bug.
Stomach bug.
Yeah.
And,
Too much flip flops.
right. So he had a Zoom meeting, and he said he laughed something during the Zoom
Like
meeting.
a fake laugh
Like
giggle?
he probably was was
gotta be a
gurgling
fake,
like
yeah,
he's not
fake.
not well. And then he like did like a Zoom meeting like whatever laugh. He fake kind of like corporate laugh.
Yeah.
I'm sure is what it was. Well, apparently I guess the act of like laughing just
He shit himself.
he shit himself.
Straight up, where he said he told the person in front of him or in the meeting, he says, "My dog just threw up. Give me 2 seconds." He went to go grab a towel and then sat it in his chair and sat down so he didn't get shit on his chair.
That's commitment. And didn't leave the meeting.
Did
not leave the
Nope.
meeting.
No,
Nope, did
he
not leave
finished
the
the meeting like
God
30
bless
minutes.
that man.
30 minutes sat in
that's
shit like a
dedication.
toddler. It was awesome.
Dedication.
Oh, that's not That's not a kid shit. That's man shit sitting in that. That sucks.
I forgot. I forgot to ask him. Was like, like afterwards the Zoom meeting you ended in Zoom meeting. Did you like rip off? Like he obviously had to jump in the shower. Like there's no way you can.
Yeah, but that's an out of water shit too. So
Yeah.
you know it smelled
know it's gross.
terrible.
So yeah, he shit himself. I should have Drew tell his story.
Drew, yes. We're going to let Drew tell his epic story about him shitting.
He still needs to
Yes.
come on.
Yeah,
He's
I need
the
to
only
get him
one
on.
left in the group. He needs to come record
Yeah,
with us.
we I've been trying to.
He's
tie him
playing
down.
hardball.
He's
He's
playing.
playing
He's
hardball.
playing hard to get. He's going to be our what do you say, White Buffalo?
Yeah, Great White Buffalo.
Great White Buffalo. So we're gonna have to.
Is he just not into it?
gonna
or
hunt
does
him
he just-
down.
No, he's very into it.
He's very into it, but he likes to
He
play
has to play
hard to get.
Oh,
Right.
I can respect that.
Drew likes to be. He wants to be desired. I guess I don't know.
Is that his nickname? Desire? Like,
we do desire him.
Right.
okay.
Yes, we'll get him on the pod and we'll have him tell the story about when he shit his pants. And then of course I've shit my pants before. I've shot
we've-
on that
yeah, that's-
driving to work.
That's a casual.
I think we've done.
Yeah, it's just
I think
like, whatever.
yeah, we told that story early on.
Yeah, very early. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, I had like hover because I didn't want to sit down in it because it was like
Was that in the
work-
company
it was
car?
a work vehicle, the
Then finally,
Impala.
then your legs gave out.
Yeah, and then it was like it dipped, and I was like, oh. There might have been like a little bit I had to clean up.
That's fine. I have a friend, Alex, that he shit himself. He was on his way to work, but he has this thing where he can't shit in public. He has to go and use the restroom at his house. So he left work. He was speeding home, and this car in front of him was going slow, and they turned left at the light, but he didn't catch a light. Like he stopped at the stoplight, and he's sitting there and he's like begging. He's like, please, dear God, don't let this happen. And one bad contraction, he goes, I've got to let it go.
One back contraction.
Contraction, about to have a shit baby.
Just let it go
They're
everywhere.
2 minutes apart.
Just let it go. He said he was literally 2 minutes from the house, but that one car in front of him kept him from getting to the house.
Yeah.
So, like, that's my fear. Like, I don't want that to happen to me.
Oh yeah,
Dude, that
I've had
please.
that. I've had that where you're like trying to get home and you got to shit so bad, and it's like you don't want to stop at a, or maybe sometimes you can't stop at a gas station.
I have.
Right.
Do you stop at a gas station?
Yeah, so I would
100%.
stop.
I've shit a gas
But
station.
I mean, say if you're like in the middle of fucking nowhere and it's like hit you or whatever, and then you like you're speeding. I know I've gone like 20, 30 miles over the speed limit just to fucking get home.
Yes.
To shit, right?
Absolutely.
And I've always wondered, is like if I got pulled over, and a cop pulled me over while I'm like, it's going to add more time. At that point, I would probably just be like, shit my pants, because then I would legit have an excuse.
Twofold.
And
And
the cop,
pants because you pulled me over.
correct. And then the cop would be like, "Why were you speeding?" Be like,
Actually, it
"Because
doesn't.
I had to shit. I
It doesn't
shit my
always
pants."
get you out. My buddy got pulled over. We were in our senior year, and he was going home to shit after work, and was speeding. Cop pulled him over, and they're like, "What's going on? Why are you? What's up with your pace?" And he was like, "I have to shit, officer. Like I have to go bad." He gave him all the warning and said, "Go home." But like he told the cop, "I have to shit bad. I
Yeah.
need to go home," and it worked for him that time.
See, I think it would work. I mean,
it's an honest answer. Why? I mean, it's not a
the
lie.
cop's
Like, I
human.
have
He's
to
probably
shit.
like, been there.
He's probably like, "I got to go too."
It's like,
where do you
he's
live?
like, but I'm a cop, so I can just turn on the lights and fucking go whenever I want.
I've never shit my pants. I've come close. Like it's terrible.
Oh, yeah. I've come really
Dude,
close.
that cramping and like cold sweat is the worst. Now I've had it so bad where I was in the house and ran through to the bathroom and I couldn't figure out how my belt worked. That shit so bad. Like I'm fumbling. I was like, what the? And I
Just trying to, like,
cut
rip it
with
off.
a knife. And I'm like, oh. Yeah, like just totally forget how it works. The operation of that little pin going
yeah.
through one hole, I can't figure out.
And when you feel like you had to hold it for that long, whenever you really got to go, it's like when you finally release, it's like one of those organ shifters. You just like,
Oh, you have to almost. That's the ones where it gets so bad you have to burp your ass.
Right.
You have to
Right.
let off a little pressure, but not too much.
Right.
Or the valve will leak. You
Right.
have to. Yeah, it's tough, man.
You can breathe afterwards. You're like,
Oh, dude, the ones that pop your back, that really straighten you up. Those are great.
I don't think.
Yeah, dude, that's what you want.
What a great start to this podcast episode.
When you leave
Talking
there,
about shitting and shitting our
when you
pants.
leave there and your eyes have watered, you've had a successful
100%. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Speaking of, you know what my daughter did the other day?
Huh.
This was 2 nights ago. She was like, Dad. I was like, what, honey? Guess what happened at school today? I said, what, honey? She said, I went to the bathroom, wiped twice, nothing on the paper. I was like, is that not the greatest thing ever? She was like, it's awesome. I was like, she's definitely my kid.
Right. She experienced her first
She said, ghost wiper.
ghost wipe.
Yeah, dude. I said, honey, you always check twice. So remember,
Always.
because you
never trust
gotta
the
look.
first.
never trust the first. She was like, I wiped twice.
Right.
I was like, all right.
I think some comedian talked about that, where it was like, imagine like the hottest girl you know, Scarlett Johansson.
She shits.
She shits,
Damn
and
right.
she looks at it.
Yes.
You know,
Try explain that to a kid the first time.
I think
They
it was
get
Pete
mad.
Holmes that talked about that.
They look at it. You have to.
Yeah.
Same thing when you eat chips.
Right.
You always look at.
Or it's
you
like
always
the-
look at the chip before you put it in your mouth. If you don't think
Yeah.
you do,
That's true.
I agree.
you will.
But the first couple wipes, I guess, I don't look at my shit
You don't look at it.
at all. I just
What?
assume that there's
You
shit
assume
on
it's
it.
a mess.
Yeah, the first couple wipes,
I
yeah,
mean,
because you can feel it. Like
Well, I
you're
know, but,
getting
like-
you're getting some action.
Well, I know,
here.
but I don't ever know if I'm going to have like. This is going to require extra attention, or okay.
Yeah, but
more.
like-
I want
Yeah.
to judge what kind of mess I'm going to get.
yeah, but never on the first one. I generally don't.
You don't?
It's
No.
not a.
Okay.
I mean, I would
course,
say
I don't-
probably 75% of the time I don't look at
Okay.
it. But it's not like
It's the last couple.
Yeah, I mean,
Gotcha.
I just assume that there's stuff on there, and then by the second or third one, if there's nothing on there, then all of a sudden, okay,
All right, I'm good. Yeah, that's true. I would say that's accurate.
Now, if I had a really, really good diet, if I was really healthy,
Ate
and all
clean that
stuff,
week. Yeah.
right? So I wouldn't. I would probably check.
You know,
Twice.
I can tell. I know even without before I clean up. I know what kind of cleanup I'm gonna have.
Like I
can tell.
I ate Buffalo Wild Wings today, and so
Yikes.
I'm like, when I got to the second bar we went to today, I didn't even check. I was wiping it away. Like,
See, when you
'Cause you
when
knew,
you when you
yeah.
get on the bidet game, it changes that.
I haven't
whole
tried it
thing.
yet.
So I get to a point to now where I can do just a straight up one. No, I got
That's
it.
amazing.
Because I get. I mean, sometimes doing the bidet thing is you still need to get a one wipe.
You're gonna be
good.
You're not gonna know what to do when you have to go to a hotel. And
I know, dude. When I'm at work, I can't. Like I work an hour away, so when I'm at work, it sucks.
you feel like a peasant.
Right? Exactly. And they got the like the 2-ply. It's like the shit.
2-ply.
kinda
We got
fucking-
single ply with bark in it. You can
Yeah,
still
that's
see
what I'm
the
saying.
bits of tree in
This
it.
is at least a little
work?
more classy, but yeah, it's
They
not
finally
good
switched
stuff.
out and got us some cottonelle, and it's really nice.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not
you don't
sure
have
who
that yet.
budgeted that in. It may only be maybe just a trial thing where you get we got 4 rolls of it on accident. But luckily my Clean Freak, that wipe sponsor I have now, actually came out with
I need
flushable
I need to
wipes.
get some. I need to try
Nice.
some of those.
They're all natural body wipes that I picked up, so I get a pretty good discount on all their stuff. And then they came out with flushables, all naturally scented and stuff, so it's one per flush, and they just dissolve in water.
what?
Yeah, dude. I'll get some. I'll bring them in.
So that's what I like. I do that now, where I do with the bidet one wipe with TP just to dry off mostly,
Yeah.
and then I'll hit it with the fucking wipe to get that fresh meadow scent in my ass.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
This is a weird conversation we're having.
Well, everybody shits. B. Everybody shits, and sometimes it's hilarious. Jerk off and shitting stories are the funniest stories to this day.
Yeah,
like we're
exactly.
going to really psychological depth.
In depth, the psychology behind wiping your ass.
How fresh are you? That's the big question.
Right, exactly.
People are going to be like, God, they're right. I'm doing it wrong. Don't look. Do I look? Do I freshen up bidet? I don't know. What do I do?
Start consulting.
We need to do a plug for your bidet company. Like, we're not sponsored by it, but try it out.
Right.
Always front to back. Always.
It's tushy.com.
Ashtraffic.com.
Right.
Speaking of shit, a lot of people gave Zach a lot of shit today for his hat
Yeah, they did.
Why?
So
all day.
all day,
all
dude.
day.
I had
Georgia hat?
It's a
Yeah,
football
so
thing.
I'm wearing a University of Georgia hat. It's like bright red too, so you can't miss it. And sometimes I've worn Georgia hats that are a little less loud, I guess, and you can't
This one
tell.
is
But
loud.
this is fucking. It's clearly a Georgia hat.
What did y'all have
It
today?
kind of looks like a MAGA hat.
What'd y'all
It
go
almost
to?
kind of looks like a MAGA hat.
I know y'all had it last night. What'd y'all do today? Was your draft today?
Yes.
Yeah, the draft was today,
And tomorrow.
So it was at Buffalo Wild Wings today, and then we went out to Nashville, and then we came here. But, but yeah, so I first get there to Buffalo Wild Wings, and the server gave me shit immediately, And then we were like, since we were doing our draft, we just had 2 tables. We weren't really sitting at the tables. We were just everybody was kind of like meandering around. And so to keep track of like everybody's order, she like put identifiers for whatever we were wearing on the ticket, so she knew who was what or who it needed to go to, because she couldn't do it by table, seats, numbers, or whatever. And so she must have labeled me as Georgia or Georgia hat or something.
Georgia.
Because she leaves, puts in the order, and then all of a sudden I'm just standing there, and dude comes out from like over my left shoulder and is like, "Hey, you the one that ordered the Nashville hot chicken?" And I was like, "Who the fuck?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You're not getting it." And I was like,
Because not you.
I was like, I was like, because of the hat, right? He's like, "Yeah, damn right." Right. So it was the cook. The fucking cook came out of the back because he saw the ticket that said Georgia hat, and he had to come out and give me a piece of his mind.
He said something like, "See you in September."
Right.
You're like, yeah, good luck.
Okay.
You'll still be in the kitchen.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
Make my fucking sandwich.
Were you like a washed-up collegiate athlete that didn't make it? Leave me alone.
Probably a Tennessee fan or something.
I know. And this one was like, he's definitely going to spit in that sandwich. I was like, as long as I don't know about it, that's fine.
I didn't know. Are people just
So
not
salty.
a fan around here of Georgia? I mean, I don't follow it, so I can't.
Especially
It's fun
recently.
banter.
Yeah, it's fun banter.
Because they got a good football team?
Yes.
Yeah,
100%.
that's pretty much.
Yep,
It's because
okay.
we're 2-time, we're up on top, and we kind of honestly, I think Tennessee fans are especially salty about it because they thought this was their.
They always think it's their year.
Yeah, but they
Always.
actually were ranked number 1 when we beat them.
Yeah, but is this just like
They were. That was
Tennessee was?
the 1 week that they were ranked the number 1. Georgia beat their ass.
What, a week 2? Like when?
Well, I'm saying whenever we played them in whatever week that was.
Is this like some?
So they finally got up. They played. It was right after they beat Alabama. It's like, you beat number 1. I don't know if Alabama was ranked number 1 at the time, but
I don't know anything about
but it was like if you you beat number 1, you get to be number 1. Basically, if you have a clean record. So I think that was that week after they beat Alabama. They were ranked number 1 for like a week and a half because they played somebody else, or maybe they were on a bye
And
or
they were
something.
creaming their
and they
pants
were
with it.
fucking all about it. It's like, yeah, it's 98 again, and all. Dude, they were all about it. And then Georgia stomped their ass, and it was just, they have not recovered since.
They're ill about it.
They're so ill about it. It's bad. So, and I enjoy it. And actually, there's a guy at work that's a big Tennessee fan, and he just, when he comes to my office, he's like, "What's up, Bulldog?" And we have like a friendly kind of rivalry. And he's like a rough kind of like lineman. He doesn't like really talk to anybody, but me and him kind of like a little bit of a repertoire just because of the rivalry going on.
Do you remember when we went to the Georgia and Vandy game?
Oh yeah,
So apparently, one of the guys that works for me was at the game,
really?
and he does all my mats and stuff at the gym. So every month he comes in and he asks for me, "Hey, where's B at? Where's Brandon?" So I walk around the corner and talk to him, and he's like, "So how's Texas going to do this year?" I'm like, "Man, I don't know. We'll see what happens." He's like, "Y'all ready for the SEC?" I said, "No, we're not ready."
No.
He said, "Damn right, Georgia's going to beat that ass." I'm like, "All right,
Get the fuck
here
out
we
of
go.
here.
Just roll my mats up and go wash them. Come on, man."
We're not even playing y'all this year, but
Jesus,
We're
man.
actually changing vendors, so enjoy your last day.
Every single time, once a month, he has to say that shit.
Dude, there's some. I don't follow along with it. I mean, I like going to them and watching them, but like, there's always those fans. We used to give a couple guys at work where I used to work shit because they'd be like a Bama fan or whatever. We're like, yeah, but you're only a fan when they're winning,
Right.
Because like all these fans will
Bandwagon
pop out
fans.
only when
Yep.
they're doing good, and then you're like, what the fuck were you when y'all were
Yep.
sucking ass?
Always.
oh yeah,
I mean, I grew up in Texas, and from the time I was walking, it was football. I don't know how this happened, but my dad is an A&M fan, and I'm a UT fan. Texas, to be clear.
yeah, not the gross
Not
UT,
the creamsicle orange.
right?
But
That's exactly what it is. Stupid checkered
But
pants.
whether it's Pee Wee, high school, flag football, college. I mean, it was football.
Yeah.
How it is, it's God family football. That's always the trifecta for anyone in Texas. So when I moved
I
up
think it's
here,
on the Texas Constitution.
yes, I
They
mean,
just read it in. It's on there.
yeah. When I came up here and I realized that people like don't really watch football, and I was like, well, what do you do on Sundays? Like go to church, but what about after church?
Right.
We watch NASCAR. I'm like, all right, there it is.
He said, "Great, I'm moving
NASCAR.
back. Thanks." I don't know. I feel like even I grew up here, but like all of my friends' parents, everybody watched football. Even my parents said there was Super Bowl parties and like
Oh yeah.
football was always on. Like my dad followed football pretty close.
Well, like the Super Bowl gets like 104, like the last one was like 100 million views or eyeballs during that time. So I mean, it's even, and I know there's not 100 million football
No,
fans,
yeah.
like actual football fans. So even
Commercials
people
and
will
stuff.
watch
commercials and then
people will watch that stuff. So
Halftime show.
because it is kind of an event. It's like it's like New Year's.
It's fun to watch. I enjoy it.
But yeah, Tennessee fans are the bandwagon thing around here. I'm kind of miffed that there's not a lot of like Georgia gear around here because there's a lot of UK stuff like Kentucky and they suck. So it's like everywhere you go, you see like Tennessee stuff, you see UK stuff, you see Kentucky stuff around here.
Sorry, Cody.
And then you see Alabama.
My buddy Cody, he's a big Kentucky fan. Sorry, man.
Well, he knows they suck. If he's a fan, he knows.
Just wait till basketball season, brother.
Yeah, just wait. Yeah, they're a basketball school. They, can't be trying to play football at a basketball school. But there's always Alabama stuff, and Alabama is because they have been winning for so long that they've elevated themselves to national fandom.
Yes, but also
in a way,
Alabama doesn't have a pro team. They don't have anyone that
right.
Alabama is their pro team.
Yeah, but that would be like if that was the only reason why, then it wouldn't expand outside of the borders of Alabama generally. You know what I mean? But people everywhere wear Alabama shit
Or see Roll Tide.
You know what I mean? It's almost has more national relevance.
Maybe it's an incest
brand
thing.
wise than it is.
That's probably what it is.
Could be.
Brother, sister, roll tide.
Hey, speaking of
Maybe that's what it is.
speaking of NASCAR, they're going to have the NASCAR stuff in Vegas when we go.
What?
You mean the actual Vegas
There's
race?
There's something on. My buddy, Aaron across the street from me, sent me a thing. He said he was jealous because he loves NASCAR. But
Actually,
he said
that-
in Vegas, they're doing Formula One in there as well, or
right.
something down there.
I
wanted to go to the NASCAR race here and the Indy race here. I never got a chance to.
I was when you're talking about the Vandy Georgia game we went to. That's actually I was going to go to this year again, try to get some tickets for us to go, but we're going to be in Vegas that weekend.
You hate me.
I know. So I was like,
Meet us
fuck.
down there.
So I'm much going to enjoy Vegas more than watching that game, and that's literally probably the only game I'll get to watch this season in person.
I will say that stadium they've got in Vegas is amazing.
Oh, yeah, so I was going to go down there to Vegas, but I just spent a lot of money on this freaking cruise we're going on.
Oh no! Oh yeah, I heard about that. That's gonna be awesome.
It is going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. Freaks me out.
Yep.
Yeah, I've
Las
never been
Vegas
on a
race
cruise.
NASCAR.
You want to try to go?
We could if you want to go.
Let's see what we're getting into. Because someone the other day at work said, we're going to get tickets to that show. And I was like, let me just see how things go. I don't want to be tied down to something.
I don't want to make a whole lot of plans.
Me neither. But I want to kind of fly on.
I want to
just hold
fly
on a
by the
second.
seat of my pants.
On or off. Just hold on a
Right.
second.
Please say off. You said off.
But I do want to go
Hold
see a
on a
show.
minute.
I do have some ideas, but again,
Yeah.
I feel like that we can plan those out closer
You
to
can.
the time we get.
100% you
I don't want
can.
to do it like now and get locked in or whatever.
That's what I didn't want to do. Because at first I was like, oh, these are great seats. Like, we should book them. I'm like, what if something really cool pops up that's better than that?
Exactly. So we're going to play that by ear a little bit.
I said, last time we just grabbed shows 30 minutes before they started and we got great seats.
And that was fine. But some of the shows that we wanted to see were already booked, like
Yes.
sold out.
Well, we were leaving.
But I think we would probably get away with a couple of days ahead of time.
Yeah.
With some stuff. I mean, I think maybe with the more popular stuff, maybe like Cirque du Soleil or something like that, we might want to plan out a couple
Buy
of
'em on the
weeks.
plane.
Yeah. But I do that. Yeah, exactly. We're going to be there for like 4 fucking days.
I was told of a particular drink Crunk told me to get on Southwest.
Okay.
He said it's some kind of free drink. He said, but it's only sold on a Southwest plane. He said it's absolutely incredible. He said it was so good that he called the company to try to have them send it here, and they wouldn't do it.
A fruity drink?
What do you mean?
Mixed,
Like a
mixed a
mixed drink?
cocktail?
Apparently, it's some sort of cocktail that you get on the plane that only
this.
Southwest has.
I'm going to need to know what this is.
And he said,
If I
it's
ordered, am I
incredible.
going to have the flight attendant ask me to take my tampon out again?
He told me it was incredible. So I want to get it now.
Have I told you that story?
What?
I think I told you that story when we were going down to Key West.
For Drew's
And-
bachelor party?
Right. And I ordered a mimosa, and the flight attendants asked me if I would like a tampon with that.
Yeah, because I talked to you the following day when you landed, or the following day you already there. I think I talked to you twice while you were there. Because one time you couldn't answer me because you were too hammered.
Yeah.
But the other time you did tell me about that. Yeah. I heard all kinds of great stuff. What was
crying.
was that the same day that somebody was like nice shoes? There's that nude place y'all went to, and there was a guy with y'all that was like the funniest.
Oh
he had
yeah,
the
I think it was Jacob. He was wearing the American flag overalls.
Yeah, and we
and
went
the
to-
Trump hat. And then we went to that nude bar.
Yeah.
That's right.
And he walked up, and
was
this
naked.
dude walked up to him and was like, "Oh man, I love your hat, or I love your whatever he was wearing." And the dude was naked, so Jacob was like, "I love your cock." because that's all he had. And I think they're also doing like body paint and stuff like that. So you might have had like his dick painted.
I would have peed on myself if somebody would have said, "Nice cock."
Nice cock.
Dude, that's quick. That's pretty witty.
I mean, that whole trip was just every single day.
He described that bar, and I just could not comfortably be in that place.
One of the funniest moments I've ever been a part of is me and Zach at a strip club, and there's this one girl dancing or whatever, and then she walked away, and this is pretty late at night.
Yeah.
And apparently Scott has been wanting to go home.
Oh, I didn't tell this story. This is a good story. I love this.
Scott's been wanting to go home for hours, and we didn't know that he's been calling an Uber, messaging an Uber, and they can't hear him because, one, it's too loud, and two, at this point, his voice is going out.
He lost his voice entirely.
And he can't talk on the phone. So when they're asking where he is at, he's like, "I'm over here," and he can't talk.
He can't get it out.
So he comes.
I got the black lung pop.
Yeah, he comes bebopping into that strip club, and me and Zach are just sitting there, just watching this naked lady. He comes up, he's, "I want to go home," banging on this table, and we're just like, "What? What do you?" "I want to go home," and just literally,
You're like, "What is it, boy? What is it, Yeller? Timmy and the Whale? What is it?"
And we're like, "I guess he wants to leave right now. Like, I don't know what he's yelling at us for." So we eventually left. But it was one of the funniest things. I was like crying, laughing. Like when we got, why did Scott yelling at me and Zach for? Like, what? Go home.
He should have played that card. Like, they should have like, "Hey, sorry, he's got throat cancer."
And then he told us the story when we finally got like to a quiet area. It was like, oh, it made sense. Yeah, because the Uber, and he was pissed because the Ubers couldn't find him, and so they would cancel, and he would still get charged.
Yeah, he's still charged.
And it happened like four times.
And we didn't know. We're just sitting there
We're just
watching.
having a good time. Like, oh,
yeah. And then he comes up yelling at us, and
he's so mad. I can
so
see
mad,
it, dude.
So mad. He just wanted to go home. His voice was going out. This is towards the end of the trip, so we're all just exhausted.
$700 and no rides.
100%. And we,
Poor guy. That sucks.
And at that point too, like there was one point in the trip where he got really mad too because he wanted to go play volleyball, but we were keeping the volleyball away from him or something.
What?
Do you remember that? Whenever
playing beach volleyball.
Yeah, and we didn't give him the volleyball, and he was yelling at us. Just give me the volleyball. I just want to go play volleyball. We went to it. It was just the whole thing. Like he was already frustrated.
What I'm saying is, y'all are just like you and Brandon are just like Garrett and I. You can't help it. For some reason, you tag team your other buddies, like as far as picking and playing, and just be the two assholes when you get together. Garrett and I just,
but the thing is that, and we told him this, so it's not like anything new. But I don't think he's when we poke at him, it's fine, like jokes, whatever. But we have a tendency to like just keep doing it over poke. And that's where he gets pissed off. It's like, okay, I get it, guys.
And then I'll apologize. I'm like, look, I'm sorry, I'm being an ass. Like, I'm reel it back. And,
but it's funny,
and
though,
then,
right?
and then 10 minutes go by, and then you just do it again. Right.
Yeah,
it's so much fun.
I let him cry on my shoulder. And like,
we had friends. We had a buddy, a couple buddies of ours that would hang out like our senior year. When we would always do the same. We'd poke, and finally they would explode. And you're like, fuck, we probably
you can show no weakness.
And like an hour later, you're like, I'm really sorry about that, dude. That was a little far, but it was funny.
Yeah, exactly. I took
like,
it too far.
Literally,
funny is funny. Like
Scott's like my brother. Like that's like our relationship. I guess all four of us. Our relationship is just we'll poke, like, and then we'll apologize.
Just my
like,
cries.
Yeah. Like Drew and Scott, they will fight so bad. Every once in a while, they won't talk to each other for like 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden they come. Hey, you want to go grab a drink somewhere? You want to go to a movie?
100%.
Do you want to?
Right. If they're like, if we were like four brothers, they're like the two middle brothers.
Yeah, exactly.
That had the closest relationship.
Yeah. You're the oldest, I'm the youngest,
right,
and we're just sitting there laughing at everybody.
Right, exactly. Even though Scott is technically, he would be the oldest. Yeah, love you, Scott.
We do love him. He knows it.
We love giving you shit.
Especially when I first met him too, he said, "Yeah, I wore my flip flops."
Yeah, that's right. That was so funny.
But now that's stuck so much that when we're out, Kylie would be like, "That dude's getting raped." We just some guy in like flip flops, and I'm like, we went somewhere. Her and I were out the other day, and there was a dude with something and like little shorts, and I was like, that's why he's walking crooked,
right? Exactly.
He got it this morning.
See, he got it.
Yeah, I've never been in flip flops.
So now it's a running joke. Even now, Kylie's picked on. She was like, "That dude's getting raped."
Yeah, so you're not a flip flops guy either. I'm not a flip flops guy.
Even going down to the pool sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
I wear slides.
Yeah, I do like the boating shoes, like the little. I don't even know what brand they are.
Like Sperry's kind of
Yeah,
thing.
kind of like those. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the same way when I go to like not necessarily the beach. The beach is the only time where I'll do the flip flop thing because the sand. I don't want sand all over my shoes and shit. It's annoying.
I don't like sand.
It's hard. It's coarse and it gets everywhere.
It's really, and when it's wet, it's disgusting. I don't like sand. Not a fan. It's hot as shit. It sucks.
That was that second Star in Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
That was his fucking move. That was his line or whatever to get the girl. And then he like rubs her arm and it was all creepy and weird. It was just
cringe city.
so fucking creepy.
Looking at, and then she wore that weird ass outfit that was
she's like,
very inviting.
Right. Exactly.
Come on, man.
What is this?
It was a Clone Wars whenever Anakin was like he was
he
putting
was
the
sent-
moves on Padme.
He was sent to keep an eye on her,
and they were
went
in
back to her
Naboo.
home planet.
And he was like, I hate sand because she was talking about like the nice beaches where she's at.
Coarse.
It
gets everywhere.
It's coarse and it gets everywhere.
He rubs her titty.
and then he's like, but everywhere here is soft and smooth. And he like rubs her arm.
there's, like,
and she's like into it. I'm like, this is the worst. Like, who thought this was gonna work and like seduce?
And then she kind of
Natalie Portman.
But what's
George
weird though,
Lucas
she kind of quivered and then like looks off into the sunset.
Right.
And then he just stops and they look off together. I'm like,
right. And then
what
they
just
they
happened?
make out and like or they make out with the fire. It's like
really
it's
weird.
so weird. I know.
That's happened to me once.
Will you say something super
Verbatim.
cringy?
No, verbatim. That's exactly what happened. Rubbed her arm. We looked off in the sunset.
like in a grassy knoll.
This is insane.
I was like, can you set this setting up?
I know. I need to know more.
No, that's never happened.
No.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's the reason that scene is so absurd.
George Lucas, he has such great ideas, and sometimes his other ideas are just shit.
His dialogue. I generally think that he has a really good vision for world building, but he needed somebody to actually write the dialogue.
Did he write the dialogue?
I think he wrote most of the dialogue.
Ugh.
Well, he directed those, all three. He didn't even direct the original.
I'm pretty sure he wrote those. Maybe I could be wrong about that. But if it wasn't him, whoever he got to write the dialogue, the screenwriter, I guess, was not good. That's my
just reading the
general take.
script.
Otherwise, I think the prequels are actually really good. But because you think about it, the cringiest stuff is the dialogue and Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, well, yeah.
You know what I mean? And even the kid,
Just make him a Sith, and it'll be all right.
exactly right. Which there's the fan theory that Jar Jar Binks was actually a Sith because he actually set up the whole thing for Palpatine to take over.
I don't want to believe that. I'm not going to.
No, it's ridiculous. But
It's so awesome if he was a Sith.
Off himself because he's sick
Right.
so bad.
and the other thing that Haley Joel Osment, the kid, he got like a lot of shit because I mean, first of all, he's a kid. He wasn't like, I don't really blame him for being kind of like a shitty actor. I think if he had better dialogue,
You can be a shitty child actor.
well,
There's a lot
yeah,
of good ones.
correct. But what I'm saying is that I think what made it seem like because he wasn't like his delivery on his lines was terrible. It's that the lines were terrible.
Yeah, it's
And
bad,
it
right?
made his acting bad.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It's bad, right?
I think if he had better dialogue, then there wouldn't be as much hate for that kid during that time period.
Yep.
So
Yeah, he got a lot of flack, and he was like, "You're a kid. Like, why are you being so hard on him for?"
When you suck, you suck. I mean,
yeah,
he knew the job was dangerous when he took it. Sorry, dude.
Anyway.
Did he know?
Probably not.
probably not.
He's like, "What is Star Wars?"
It's a good opportunity, kid.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Actually, yeah, so speaking of Star Wars, we were gonna. What do you guys think about? You haven't seen it yet, so I don't want to spoil too much. But what do you think about Ahsoka?
I gave it an 8. I went.
Yeah,
in,
I would
I
agree.
went into it. I thought it was going to be shit.
Me too.
Was not confident.
Had low
wasn't going to watch it,
expectations.
and I was like, I feel like it. I have to. And
Like you watch everything else, but you have to.
Yeah,
watch
and I was
this
just like, man. I was like, let me just check it out because it's like Star Wars is like pizza. Even when it's bad, it's still pretty good.
It's true.
So I turned it on and I didn't have any complaints. There's a couple of things just because I had to like catch up a little bit on some lore and stuff from the past story from Rebels, which I didn't watch. So after I got all that caught up and watched it and just kind of immersed in it, and then I watched 1 and 2 because it's part 1 and 2. I just watched it as one giant episodes how I treated it, and yeah, I gave it an 8. It was cool.
yeah, I think it was good.
It pulled on all the little heartstrings from Star Wars. There was no woke. There was no girl power. There was no. It was nothing. It was just straight Star Wars.
It was very neutral.
It was cool.
politically neutral. They didn't try to like sneak in some stuff
No
about
political undertones.
like bashing men or talking about like the rich and powerful or none of that. Well, there was one moment where they did talk about like greed, but again, they didn't like harp on it.
But it made sense.
And it made sense of the story. Yes. And my hesitation with it initially was like when you see the trailer, I was like, where are all the dudes? And it was like nothing but girl. And I was like, and so that can work. But my instinct was like, this is going to be, I guess, like girl power.
That's what I thought.
Down with the patriarchy bullshit.
But it works.
But when you actually watch those 2 episodes, like because they're characters from Rebels, Star Wars Rebels, the cartoon, then those characters would naturally translate over into this because they are in Ahsoka's orbit. And then any of the characters they did add, some of them were women. It actually they didn't make it to where it was like all the women are good and all the men are bad.
Yep.
It was a mix, and it actually worked. Even though the balance of men and women, there's more women than men. But if you think about the inverse, most stuff that we in this genre, specifically sci-fi, it's male centric. There's more men, and there's like, even original Star Wars, it's like bunch of dudes and then Princess Leia, bunch of dudes and then Padme.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So this was like the opposite, and it actually kind of worked.
But
I thought it was going to be not good.
It works,
but it actually works. And so if you think about it that way, you're like, okay, it's fine that there's a bajillion.
As long as it makes sense to the story,
and they're also really hot.
Then I'm cool. And they are really attractive.
They were really attractive. The Asian chick is really attractive.
Now. Every Tuesday episode.
2 like 8.
I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know how many they're gonna do this season.
That's the other thing that I appreciate about it is they didn't make them. They made them like we've talked about, like attractive people make things better. Feel like there's
makes everything better.
Okay,
which is why I'm on the show.
There is a tendency, not as much in movies and TV because it's such a visual forum.
Sure, that
you have to put appealing looking people on screen, otherwise nobody's going to watch, right? So the girls have to be attractive, the guys have to be cool looking, or whatever.
100%.
But there is a tendency I've noticed in the past few years in video games. They're making like the female characters to look more normal, natural, or whatever, and what they end up doing is they make them look like grotesque. They look fucked up. They look
like
fake
Meg
and weird. They look like Meg from Family Guy. Exactly right. Like there was a game that was coming out. It was after the success of the Mass Effect series. They were going to do like a spinoff Andromeda, and they specifically pointed out that one of the critiques from like the Wokies was that the female characters in the original 3 games were too attractive and sexualized.
Oh my God.
And so they went to the other way. And so the character models they made of the women, they're all like dead-eyed and stone-faced. And they just look soulless.
These beauty standards
they look
are unattainable.
Terrible. They look awful, and it's just disjointing, and it made everybody look worse.
So dumb.
So, but anyway, I don't know why I got on that tangent.
That's okay.
But you know what I mean?
We just want to back our slogan.
But what I'm saying is like,
try to go make everything
whenever I feel like there's only a matter of time before the wokies start making, injecting in characters into movies and TV that are like gross. You know what I mean? I think we even talked about that. That was like an episode title was like gross is the new hot now.
We did. That was one of our biggest hits.
Yeah, it's like trying to be. Everybody's trying to be as gross as fucking possible to stick out.
Then they want everything to be like the same. Every man and woman look the exact same.
Yeah. Right. Like cookie cutter gray blob. Right.
So I saw that they're actually trying to work on 2 things: transplanting uteruses into male patients, and then also coming up with an artificial uterus to put in male patients.
Yeah, I think I saw something the other day where they actually successfully transplanted a uterus from one person to another.
Now, physically, it's possible.
Or maybe it was one person or other, but they like took it out and they put it back in or something.
I'd like to know who's investing in that.
I don't know.
You know how much more good things you could put towards, like, I don't know, childhood cancers or anything like that. But no, let's play.
I guess
cancer is cured.
Oh, you're one of those two.
100%.
Yeah,
it is a $1 trillion business.
My dad is a firm believer it's all bullshit.
I actually would take this one step further than cancer. I would say that the majority of the things that ail us now are 100% curable. It's most of it's the shit that we are shoveling into our mouths.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, that's part 2. But like what Brandon said, like The other guy just on that podcast of the day was like, oh, he said, no, $1 trillion business. No, it's treatable.
But what I'm saying is,
The guy comes out with a pill that'll cure it, they'll kill him in a couple of days.
100%.
He'll be dead.
that's what I'm saying. So it's the stuff that we're ingesting that is creating all this cancers. I mean, some people are going to have there's a genetic problem, issue, whatever, and then you do get
The
cancer.
foods,
like child cancers. Like it's not them eating. It takes a while for that to develop into a cancer. But so when you see childhood cancer, then that's just luck of the draw. That's bad luck. I don't think that has anything to do with their. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's other environmental factors we just haven't taken.
Well, a lot of people
considered.
blame it on the vaccines.
It could be vaccines. Well, like apparently this is true that we ingest enough microplastics per day to make a credit card, and you're like, the fuck? That's
Haven't seen
crazy.
the fruits of that labor.
And they right. And
Where's my new credit card?
and for like
credit card shit
I
now.
was reading the other day, the first time they for the first time ever, I guess I didn't really say how long they think that this has been going on, but they finally have been able to detect microplastics in the human heart.
Yeah, I saw that too.
You're like, fucking A.
Everybody, there's nothing you can do.
So that stuff. I think it's a lot of environmental stuff that's happening. The food that we eat, we're also sedentary. We don't work out. We don't exercise. As a people in general, we're like the most obese, and so of course we're gonna have all these
70%
ailments.
of the population
Right?
is
And our
overweight.
our fix for everything is like take a pill
Well, that's what everyone wants to do because it's the easy way out.
because you
easy way out.
can sell it.
Yeah.
You can't sell change your lifestyle. Vitamins.
I do-
work out. Eat whole foods because a doctor can't prescribe that, and the pharmaceutical company makes money off that.
Do you think, because you're in the gym field too, do you think that,
Are you in the gym field?
yeah, in my mind I am. I used to be. I'm one of the few. Yeah, I am. It's
Okay,
my
you're in
side
the
study.
gym. All right, yeah.
But no, like just from being on Instagram and then being in the gym and seeing stuff, do you think there's been a recent positive influx of people actually trying to make changes more so like in the last couple of years because of fitness influencers and then the whole thing hitting the news with food and all this? I feel like it's kind of tilted a bit. I'm not saying everybody's fixing their shit now, but like I've seen a recent increase in people attempting like a
course correction. People are correcting
Okay, that probably
back the
sounds
other
better
way.
than I said. Yeah. He's a 5. You sound better.
Not necessarily uptick. I mean, there are people that are trying to, I guess, go outside their comfort zone and trying different things. But what ends up happening is most people that do go inside the gym and they sign up just like everybody else, they walk in and they think they have to go in there 6 days a week.
Yep.
And they have to go in there for 3 hours and
They don't go
they
back.
can't go back.
They talk themselves out of it.
Correct. And one of the biggest things, and like I tell people, just make a habit just walking in.
The hardest part, when I used to sell them
Come
when we
in,
owned a
check
gym,
in. Yeah.
the hardest part is walking in the door.
Yeah.
Dude, just do you.
I read that about a guy that did that. It was a gym. I think it was a gym worker. I don't know if he was the owner, but they would see a guy that he would come walking in. He would walk in. He would like sign in or whatever. He'd go like maybe go to the treadmill, walk for like a minute or two, and sometimes he wouldn't even do that. He'd just kind of walk in, sit down in like the little lobby area, and then he'd peace out every day the same time. And he finally someone asked him like, "Hey man." It's like 6 months later. It's like, you've been coming in like, and you don't like working out. What's going on? It's like, I'm getting in the habit of coming.
Yeah. One of the biggest things I do have to say.
Sounds like a pussy.
The biggest things I do have to say? I've been in the medical field where I've seen people anywhere as young as 50 years old and their body's literally seizing up on them. And they can't move. They're in wheelchairs, walkers, just literally their entire body's just seizing up. They don't work out. They never have, they never will, and they don't want to. And then working in the gym field, I have people that are 98 years old that come into the gym and they go in there and they lift weights and they can bend down and pick up things. They can walk normally. They don't need walkers. They don't need assistance. So the quality of life that I've seen in both fields, if you just stay active in some sort of way, it makes a world of difference.
That's the number one thing Dr. Peter Tia says, like the number one thing to do for longevity is exercise.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
You cannot stop moving. You have to do something every day. It doesn't have to be like you said. It doesn't have to be 6 days a week.
Nope.
It doesn't have to be that.
No, and you're right about like the old age thing. I was reading another thing the other day where it was like they were looking at muscle density and muscle mass of different age groups, and it was like you'd see a guy that was like 20, 30. They take a scan of his muscle mass and muscle density in like his legs, And then fast forward to he's like 65, 75, and they take another shot. It's almost the same. Very little loss because he's worked out every day.
He's never stopped.
But then they look at somebody that, is, 20, 30, and they look at his muscle density, and it's just like a normal 20, 30-year-old muscle density, but he's not somebody that works out a whole lot. And he kind of fell off, and he just gets older age, and he stopped going to the gym. Then they take scans of him, and it's like shrinks up. So it's like the same age person who just consistently stayed in there has the same muscle density as he was when he was 30.
It will catch you.
It will catch you. They kind of like the study kind of figured that after a certain point, you like once you hit like 65, you lose like 8%. If you don't work out, you lose like 8% every year. It's like it snowballs.
A big thing too is I don't think a lot of people realize that it's obviously about muscles, but also bone density.
Yeah.
So bone density, you have to continue to put strain on your bones. You have to continue. And I'm not talking about lifting up 500 pounds. I'm talking about just picking up a 20-pound weight, doing things. Resistance training. Yeah. You have to keep doing that. It's going to help every single bone in your body. It's going to help every tendon in your body. Everything that you do, you have to stay. Our bodies are made for this.
Yes.
And if we stop using it, we're going to literally...
Right.
The body does well under stress.
Yeah.
And it really makes sense if you think about like hunter-gatherer types, like where we come from. Like if you were 65 years old and you didn't work out, which means you didn't fucking eat that day.
If you lived to 65.
Right, or whatever. Or you know what I'm saying. But if you get 30, really 30, old, 30. Right, I'm sure some disease is going to get you by then. Let's say 35, whatever. But I guess the point is that the human body, because that's the way, so you could say evolution, like we evolved to that particular point. Our bodies were designed to struggle every day.
Yeah.
Like
we evolved to that.
We evolved to struggle every day and use our bodies in order to survive. I mean, it's just like you don't see other animals like sitting on their ass. You know what I mean? But we do. Mm-hmm. But we're an animal just like they are, and they have to struggle in order to survive. We just lost that. We don't have to struggle as much to survive anymore. And so, but evolution is evolution. Biology is biology. It is not caught up to the modern world, and it's not going to because the modern world just goes so much faster than the forces of evolution. So that's the reason why we're in this, like, we're just falling apart as a people. Like, we're disease-ridden and fat and everything.
You ever seen WALL-E?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and
like that.
There's those people at the very end that's just rolling around. That's how I imagine us. We're going to be a blob of people. So funny you said something about us, like okay, so one of my employees was complaining that they have to work every day. Oh, I'm going to work every day. This is ridiculous. I'm going to lay on a beach and sip a margarita and don't have to do anything. I said, well, how are you going to pay for the margarita, right? And they were like, oh, just someone bring it to me. I said, well, that person that's just bringing you a margarita is working. So,
right.
Anyways, so I asked them, I said, would you rather do this? Would you rather work 40 hours a week and get paid a wage, and then you can have 2 days off and you can do whatever you want those days? Or would you like to never work a day in your life, but you have to wake up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, you have to get your own food for the day, feed yourself, and then go to sleep. But you do that every day. You don't have the
You can't go to the store.
No, you can't lay on the beach and, like, where are you going to get your food from?
Basically like farm life.
Correct, 100%. And so they were like, well, I guess I'd rather work every day or work 5 days a week. That's it. That's what we trade off is that we have that work life where we have to work 40 hours a week and it is lame, blah, blah, blah. But we have 2 days where we don't have to do anything if we don't want to. We have free time. If we didn't have that, then we would be every single day of our lives would be if we're going to eat that day.
Right.
Who's that guy that was on Instagram? I sent that video and I said he was an asshole for saying like, it's a really smart professor and it's a black guy.
It's a Neil deGrasse Tyson.
He was like, just pick something that you would do for free and make that your career. And I was like, you can go to hell.
Yeah.
I want to ride. I want to ride motorcycles and get tattooed. Sorry,
it's like find something that you really love to do that you would do for free, and then make that your career, and you'll be happy every day of your life.
The comments were wonderful.
Dude.
Somebody said, "I want to be in porn."
Right. That was me.
I mean,
if I said that, I was like, if that was true, then every dude would be in porn.
Well, because that's kind of where we got.
We go to Japan, they're looking for porn stars.
Right.
That's true.
They are in Japan.
That's true. You know, we'd all look.
I'd
huge
have the
in
biggest
Japan.
dick.
We'd be huge in Japan.
Literally.
Right, exactly. God, here, that'd be my porn a porn name. White Godzilla.
Oh, might be the White
no.
Hammer.
So whenever you gues were talking about that in the last podcast, it's Pete Jones.
That's right. Yes, exactly.
right.
Pete Jones.
Pete Jones. No, it's because yes, Chester the molester cock and stuff, and he was like, I can choose my own porn name, Pete Jones.
Pete Jones. He's like, oh, that's a great porn name. Like, oh,
You ever seen that movie?
Zach and Mary Make a Porno?
I know that.
Yeah,
Because it's got my favorite scene with Justin Long ever.
Oh, yeah. Brendan St. Randy.
I love that. I've watched that multiple times, just that clip.
Do you like women? Not you.
Yeah. Not you.
Not you.
That's probably top
Are they
5
in your
best
demographic?
cameos. Top 5 best cameos.
Absolutely. I do like
100%.
I do, when the guy walks up to the coffee shop and he's like, "Can I get a coffee? Black?" He goes, "Can't you see we're talking? White?"
Wait.
I was like, that would never work.
I laughed. I was crying when
It's so good. That movie is such a hidden gem.
That's so good.
Absolutely.
But no, you're right about the you mentioned bone density earlier, like and Wally. You notice one thing I did notice when they took scans of like the fat
X-rays,
people, their bones were like shrunk up.
Yep.
But I've recently kind of come across a thing about you ever seen kids or adults? They have like, I don't know what you call it specifically, but like their teeth have like kind of like that arch in it, where they're kind of like the top teeth are like an overbite. Is because they sucked on a binky too long.
Too long.
Yeah, it
Right.
causes your teeth, though.
Right, and you have that kind of like whatever structure. Well, I never thought about this before, but if you look at like the animal kingdom, right? You look at your cat, your dog, whatever, and you look at their dental makeup. Like you never really see like a dog or a cat or any other animal with like fucked up like crooked teeth. Like their genetics are always that they're going to come out that way. You don't see them with they're all snaggletooth or whatever. But humans, we are. And you have people that have fucking jacked up mouths and they have to have like correct, I had that, me included, I had to have
My brother did. He had
braces in order to
tons of
fix
teeth
all my shit.
pulled and all
That's fucking nuts. And you're like, and some people was like, well, you just got bad genes. Like, is it bad genes? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. As humans, being an animal, you don't see any other animal with bad genes to where they have bad teeth. And so there was a dental scientist or somebody, he didn't practice dental medicine, but he was like a researcher or whatever. And he went out and kind of was studying this. And he kind of, what he discovered was that, some people do have like bad genes for like how their teeth are going to lay in their mouth necessarily, but it's not like they're all fucked up. What it is because we are eating soft foods whenever our bodies are not designed to eat soft foods.
We're supposed to be
as
like,
kids.
Yeah.
So, now whenever you have no teeth, you're generally nursing, right, as a baby. But then when you do get teeth, the kids actually need to eat and actually bite down on harder things. Because what it does is it ends up shaping the skull for the new teeth that come in. And so if you don't shape that skull, then when the new teeth come in, they're all fucked up.
Huh. That's cool.
Right? Because, most kids, whenever you see, like, their baby teeth, they're not all fucked up, really. Not fucked up like when their adult teeth come in.
Right.
It's because you haven't shaped that skull to struggle, like we're talking about, is that to actually condition your bones, and your skull is a bone. And so that's the reason why everybody's teeth's fucked up. But nobody thinks about that.
It's
they just keep
multiple
giving their kids,
He's on a roll. Don't stop.
keep giving their kids bananas and fucking applesauce.
Right.
You know what I mean? But kids need to bite into stuff. Give them some fucking carrots. Let them bite into stuff. And it's because I
did.
generally think that we should be predominantly meat eaters. And so people need to actually gnaw and eat on meat. I think meat and fruit is what we really are designed to eat. You know what I mean?
Makes
Some
sense,
vegetables, sure, but I don't think vegetables are necessary. You've heard about those people that go on those lion diets or elimination diets that have like autoimmune issues and they're like super allergic to stuff.
What's his name?
Jordan Peterson is that way, and his daughter
It goes away.
They have autoimmune
dude, it
issues.
all went away.
They go and she eats. Sometimes she'll change the cut of meat up. Right now, I think she's eating like.
Isn't she the really hot one?
She's eating like loin steak. That's all she wakes up for breakfast, eats loin steak, lunch loin steak, afternoon loin steak. That's all she eats, 100%.
Now, her dad did say that
And
he was pissed off, and he said it takes some.
He said it
adjusting.
sucks. He said it sucks when you got to like travel because, then you have to go like, who's just, it's inconvenient. You got to go to the grocery store and actually like make meat in a hotel room. Like
Dude,
it's
If you're
difficult.
hanging out with your friends, you have to eat loin steak. Hey, you want
Right.
to go to a bar?
It
I
sucks.
eat my loin steak.
Right, and it's generally red meat, and something about it, it has all the nutrients that you really essentially need to survive, it like clears up all their autoimmune
your body
issues.
knows what to do
like
with
all
meat.
like the thing is like the thing Jordan Peterson talks about this. He's like, it cleared up all of them. He said, I also used to snore really bad at night. Don't anymore. I lost 40 pounds instantly, like without going to the gym. Like just lost 40 pounds. Just eating meat. And I'm like, I think there's something to that. And I thought I couldn't do just only meat, but I could add some
be
fruit.
A bunch of things. Like, I mean, if a lot of these people, whenever they do stuff like that, because I do agree with you. I do agree that meat is really good for our bodies.
The staple.
The staple of it, right? A lot of it, too, is we eat a lot of sugar. Sugar is, in my opinion, one of the... Like it's killing us,
and it's
But
man-made
these-
sugar. Like
yes,
it's not
man-made,
real sugar. It's
not like cane sugar.
But
It's
these people in these line diets, because people do elimination diets to try to figure out what they're allergic to. So they'll do just meat, and then they'll add something and keep adding until they figure out what it is. Well, she's just saying that, and Jordan Peterson's the same, is that they would do that. They went to elimination, then try to incorporate things back, and then stuff would flare back up. So the only way for them to keep everything 100% suppressed on their autoimmune issues is just only meat. So I think they may be special because they have obviously autoimmune issues to where they need to do that. I think the average person probably does not need to do that, but I don't think that means I think that people should really just eat meat and fruit.
I've changed mine up a lot the last few weeks.
Because if you think about it,
so like I prep out. Like it depends on if I'm doing like I don't do a cut. I don't have like washboard abs and all this shit. But like I try to eat clean. If I'm trying to sustain a weight, I'll try to do a semi-clean bulk, whatever. Try to keep
you got to be ready if
up.
you get called up.
Yeah, keep my right exactly. I might get deployed at the drop of a hat to my spinning chair, but so I'll try to. So what of course, the big thing too is like the big thing is like it's all about protein intake. Like that is get that out of the way. Like if you're doing your macros, whatever. So I was like, well, shit. I said I was doing when I was trying to put on weight, I would just stay bloated because you have to eat so much food. When I finally got to a weight I liked, I was like, cool, I'm going to try to figure out how to maintain this. But I switched over to all lean meats. Like I do a lot of ground turkey, all lean. I do a lot of red lean meat. I mean, I still like, it's like 80-20. I'll still throw in some foods I probably shouldn't eat. Like I'll still have pizza every now and then and whatever.
Right.
But I switched to all like ground turkeys, switched over to like all real lean ground meat, whether it be just actual hamburger patties. I might do a bun with them or no bun. And I switched all that. And but being full on meat, and being full on a bunch of like breads,
different.
Dude, it's totally different. I feel so. I've switched over to like if somebody asks me like, "Oh, what kind of diet?" I'm like, "No, I just eat what makes me feel good."
Yeah,
you are what you eat.
That's all.
I don't want to feel shitty.
Yeah,
I just whatever. So what I did was like, whatever foods on this when I write them down, I'd feel great. That's what I'm gonna keep making. I don't care if I have to eat the fucking same thing every day. I want to feel good, so I'm gonna eat the same fucking thing.
Yeah, like Bear Grylls talked about that too because he went to a predominantly meat diet. He does some fruit. It's actually really easy. And it's also delicious as fuck.
It's expensive.
It can be expensive.
It can be, but like I get, if it depends. I don't always have to get grass fed or no antibiotics. I try to eat the good stuff, but I'm not going to spend $40 on a pound of meat. But like I'll get my ground turkey from Sam's. It's range for whatever they describe a clean turkeys or whatever. All that, and that's $20. That lasts me the whole week.
Yeah, exactly.
If you get 3 pounds, it's $15.
That's the thing is you can make stuff.
And
in
then
a way
rice.
where
I buy 20-pound bags of rice, of jasmine rice, and then sometimes I'll use beef bone broth to add a little flavor, add extra protein to the rice.
Yep.
Put that in there, season it how you want. Like seasoning is seasoning. Just check what's in it. I've started now where I look at the ingredients of everything. If there's shit in there I can't pronounce, I don't buy it. So I just throw my own seasoning.
What was the other rule that I heard someone say is like when you're in the grocery store, stay on the perimeter. Don't go in the aisles.
I started trying to do that too. Now I still do. I'm not a freak. I still do certain dressings I like. I still put shitty coffee creamer in my coffee because sorry, I got one shot at this.
Hey, you can do, which I was going to mention this too. I put protein powder in my coffee. Not a whole scoop or anything like that. But if you're looking for something that kind of like take off that bitterness a little bit, I put a little bit of protein.
Just chocolate?
Yeah, because it's got a little sweetness
whatever.
to it.
So for me, I use vanilla. I like vanilla a lot. Now, I put that in there and I'll mix it up and it just cuts
That's
that edge a little. Bit.
almost like the powdered creamer too. That
Yes.
you could. So it's just
Really?
kind of the same thing.
So
That's a
try
good idea.
Try
that.
that.
Yeah, try that.
Because I love my coffee. Like I'll have it. I'll put honey as my number one go-to for,
Yeah.
Oh,
for
honey's
coffee.
good. Yeah.
I fucking love honey, and you process it better than regular sugar. I go through a lot of honey in our house, but that's what I usually put in my coffee. But I still use regular coffee creamer. I can't.
Yeah.
I got to have something.
That's a good idea.
But
And that's what, it was just an option. I didn't know if you.
I'll try it because I now on my proteins I've even gone to where it's just simple. I use that gold standard. It's like 5 or 6 things.
I do. So I found out that I can't process whey
Really?
protein. I can't do it. My body just does not do well.
No shit.
I blow up. My stomach gets big, distended, everything.
No, thank you.
So I switched to vegan protein.
I've heard it's good stuff.
It is. I don't get bloated. Anything. I don't have any weird side effects. The only problem is it's fucking disgusting. It is not good.
Okay,
and so I'm literally like holding my nose while I drink it. But it's one of those things where I'm willing to do that kind of stuff because I do want to be healthy and I do want to work out. I do like all that stuff.
Yeah.
Working out and everything in itself is uncomfortable. Everything about that is uncomfortable, and I do believe that you have to be uncomfortable sometimes.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
So, I do all that stuff, and the same thing. So, I think I found out that I might be allergic to chicken. So, I wasn't eating red meat at all for like a few months, and nothing was changing. I was still pretty inflamed. I was like, what is wrong with me? I'm only eating like broccoli, chicken, rice. Like, I'm not eating anything crazy.
staple.
Yeah. And then I cut out chicken, and I'm only eating like red meat, ground beef, turkey, stuff like that. And I've noticed a 100% difference in just my gut health and just overall. Then I eat chicken today, and then now I'm super bloated.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Dude.
It could be.
At least but
I didn't click on the article, but there was something I did come across about chicken as a meat is maybe it wasn't before, but like now the way chicken
Yeah.
industry is,
I hated it.
they pump them
love
full
chicken.
of so much fucking hormones and stuff that it's probably not as good of a meat as people think it is. But everybody thinks like chicken's the best meat, red meat's bad, right? But I feel like there's so much bullshit that has been told our generation and past generations about
we have to
food.
unlearn everything. The stupid
It's
food
just
pyramid, and all
off.
that, that's horrible.
Right.
Like, everything they taught us back then was
right.
nothing.
Like, and whenever like doctors were like, "Well, you need to lay off the red meat." Like, no,
no, you
need
don't.
to eat more of it.
Protein is like you said, like I've switched the ground turkey. That's all I mean, I try to I just
turkey's
want
good.
I just want meat.
Yeah.
Like I could eat meat, it's just easy. Prepping, if you ever have an idea like, oh, know what to eat, dude, there's too many outlets to find recipes.
Yeah.
Pinterest is full of them.
Yeah.
You can literally just do, you got a favorite fruit? Yeah, cool, eat those. You got a favorite meat you like? Yeah, eat that.
Dude, when you said
Learn how to
like
fucking cook.
like
It's
my
easy.
favorite, the ground meat, you can do ground turkey or ground beef and rice.
It's
mix it all together.
the
You
best.
put like some like bone broth or whatever just to give some flavor.
That's it.
Make a ginormous fucking cauldron of that shit. I could eat that every day
I
all
do.
week.
I like
It's like
accessories.
literally
Put
one of my
some
favorite things.
accessories on it. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
It's the best.
I put Montreal steak seasoning in mine.
Yeah, dude. It is the
It's
best.
like a hamburger. You can literally take it and make. You like hamburgers? You can put it in a fucking bowl.
I think we're
Yeah,
hungry.
100%.
You can put it in a bowl, dude.
I got all the ingredients. Let's whip it up
Put
right
it in
now.
a fucking bowl.
Yes.
And if you go out to eat too, like, because my dad travels a lot and he watches what he eats too. He's pretty athletic and stays at it. But he's like, I'll just go and like, okay, cool. I'll have that burger with no bun. You can do it. Like, it's
Yeah.
not hard. Or like, be like, what's his name? Who's that from The Fighter and the Kid? What's that guy that he's a comedian and
Brendan Schaub?
yeah, he was on that carnivore diet for like 8 months. He was like, dude, I'd go to the clubs where he was performing, be like, hey, do y'all do cheeseburgers? Like, yeah. He's like, cool. I'll take 2 patties, no bun, with cheese.
Yeah,
Just
dude.
2 patties and cheese on them. Eats them, no bun.
And there's something about whenever you have like a good portion of meat, like you eat a steak or whatever. I've never really like eaten a steak and felt like super full.
You won't.
You know what I'm saying? Like I could eat a fucking 16
But you
ounce
eat a bowl
steak.
of pasta?
Fucking, I'm laid out. But if I could I
dying.
could dominate a 16 ounce steak and feel fucking fantastic an hour later.
Let's do that this year in Vegas. We're just going to eat meat the whole
Fucking
time.
eat
we're there.
meat. Hell yeah.
The entire time.
Coffee and meat.
And alcohol.
Hey, yes.
You're going to eat your alcohol?
I'm gonna eat the shit out of my alcohol.
Try that for a month. Just eat meat.
I told him
Yeah,
that.
I've been working up to
I
so
told him that.
I really don't eat a whole lot of bread. The only thing that fucking gets me is I love a good PB and J. That's the only thing that really gets me. So I gotta have
here's
bread.
The thing, is you can't have that, but
Yeah,
Did you say you can't?
You
appreciate,
can. You
appreciate
can.
it.
Oh, I thought you said.
Thanks for giving me permission.
I thought he said
You're allowed to. I'm letting you have it. So, one of the biggest things for me is that everyone thinks that whenever you go on a diet or like a way of eating is that you're never going to have this again in your life.
No.
So I do save the weekends to not eat well.
Yeah, you're talking about like cheat day or whatever.
day.
Right, exactly.
That's good for your mental.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one, and I generally try to prescribe to that, but
It's like a reward too. So like, let's say all week you did really good. You're working out. You're like, all I have to do is get till Saturday. If you get to Saturday, I'm gonna have myself a PB&J, and I'm gonna slather it all over my body.
yes,
And-
have somebody else lick it off.
Your cat, but
Probably.
but
Balls first.
reward yourself. That's good. Jesus. Cover your ears, kitty. But reward yourself. I think that's great for people. Like, do that kind of stuff when people they like McDonald's. Okay, have your McDonald's, but reward yourself for that for a week of doing really good.
That's true.
Like, do that.
I see. Because I've done food challenges or workout challenges or diet challenges before, and what I do notice, I kind of want to do the meat thing just to see what it would actually feel like on being on a 100% meat diet. Just to out of curiosity, but I know that that's not a diet that because I don't have like really chronic immune issues or anything like that to where I need to solve. It's more just about looking better, feeling better,
You
better
do it
first.
for a month, just like me.
You're right.
All you gotta do.
Feeling better is generally the key.
Well, how do you know you don't have an autoimmune disease?
Because I've never been diagnosed. I don't have like chronic pain or anything like that. So
Well, it doesn't have to do with pain.
or
Hey, is your water-
allergic reactions to stuff that I know I'm aware of. I mean, I could be like have inflammatory issues that I just don't
Lack
worry
of
about.
energy, stuff like that.
Sure,
could be,
that could be true.
So
which I think is correct.
Sometimes you don't know you're allergic to something unless you actually cut things out.
Doesn't mean you just go in like allergic doesn't always mean like anaphylaxis.
Correct.
Right. Allergic could just be
I'm actually
lethargy.
I'm allergic to dairy. I'm not lactose intolerant, but I'm allergic to it. So whenever I eat ice cream or drink milk or eat cheese, my throat's scratchy. I have a lot of phlegm and mucus buildup, and I get red around my lips. So that's an allergic reaction.
SARS.
Okay.
That's SARS. That's SARS.
It's in the air.
So that happens whenever I eat
That was a great
dairy.
moment. I know what you mean because I think you might be on. I think you're probably right. And I probably do need to check this out. And I think I already know what some of those food triggers are for certain stuff. Because if I have a milkshake, I'm like coughing after I eat it.
Yeah, that's the thing too. That I cough after I eat mine too.
Yeah, and because
But
I
I
think
tell you
it's
what.
because it's a lot. It's a lot of dairy all at once. But if I just have like a small glass of milk with my PB&J, or cheese, it doesn't really do it or
The
whatever.
child.
Shut
I mean,
up.
they are delicious.
Look,
like,
don't knock the PB&J.
have you ever had one of those little things? Was it those Uncrustables?
The Uncrustables, I was going to say, you want to take it to the next level. Uncrustables.
Yeah, but
is where
deep
it's
fry
at.
one.
Do you get a lollipop
Bro,
whenever
oh
you go
my
to the
God,
dentist?
I'm going tonight buying some. Jesus, deep fry.
After
Jesus
that, he'll
Christ.
start the plane.
Right after that. I want you to try it because we're gonna go on that cruise, and I want you to look like a Greek goddess.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what? I want you to look like a goddess?
Greek goddess. So
Like
I
a
Not a
need,
Venus,
god-
like
not
one of
a
the Venus
god.
well,
girls.
so I need to be
Not a
looking
god,
for
but
some
a
surgeons
goddess.
to get me some titties. Is what you're
Get your artificial uterus put in.
right. Boom. There you go.
Hey, is your water filtered?
tuck
Is
it.
that thing up to date?
No,
Yeah, actually, I changed it 2 months ago.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
It's fine. But yeah, actually, I've already. This is already on my mind, so that's one of the reasons
We've
I've
already
kinda,
had this
been back to
discussion.
the gym
I
a
said the
bunch.
same thing.
I'm inside you right now.
I said the same
100%.
thing.
and I want you to stay there. So wait, what? 2 months
I
ago?
won't come out.
I
until
told
you
him a
say
couple
so.
months ago. I said, dude, he was bringing it up first. I
Yeah.
did. And I said, dude, just try it.
Just
It's
do
4
it.
weeks. Just do it.
Yeah, I can do it. I did the whole. I've done like the Avocare challenge. I've done different kind of challenge,
None of
food
that
challenges.
bullshit.
But no, I want to
Just
do
keep it
this
simple,
one.
stupid.
Right. But so I've been working up. To
hire
it
him
because
as your personal
I couldn't just start from. I couldn't just start from like eating the way I was to just boom meat all of a sudden.
You can.
I couldn't do it. So I have transitioned and like working my way to that. So I think I'm close to where I'm about to
If
do
you
like
can
an all meat
switch
thing.
your mind to food is just fuel and not for pleasure, you can do it.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm
Food
saying.
is fuel. Don't think about.
I think that's a.
It's kind of
So
sick. but-
whenever I was running those obstacle course
agree.
races, and I was actually in probably really good shape. I wasn't in the
remember-
best shape of my life, but I was in really good shape, and I was also eating really well, eating really clean. You can say that and I know that's for fuel, but it's also you need to. I think your brain can't just tell your body that. Your body has to feel that, so you has to over time and many repetitions as you're eating clean every day. Then your body gets used to like, oh, I feel fucking great. I feel great today. I feel great tomorrow. I feel great the next day. You can't just tell yourself you're going to feel great if you eat this. Your body has to. It's like
you're just
show. It's like show don't tell kind of thing. You have to show your body.
Is that when you were at Prime and you lost all that weight?
I was at Prime and I was running obstacle races, and I was going to say is I was going to do a cheat meal. I was like usually when we were about to do a race, like 30 days before a race, I was like on it, like no cheat days, like fucking on it. But then after the race, it's like, hey, we did the race, we completed it, let's go have a cheat meal. I would go to like Taco Bell or like fucking McDonald's or whatever, and I'd eat that shit, and it fucking tasted awful.
Yeah.
It didn't taste right.
Yeah.
It tasted bad.
because you were a machine.
Yep.
Right. And so it like
not a
that's
child's
what I'm
bike.
saying. Like you can tell yourself like, oh, this is good, clean food. This is crap. But the crap to your mind is tastes awesome, and the good food is still good food. But you know what I'm saying? You crave the crappy food. But as once you're off of it, you have to show your body like, and it really like changes your taste buds. It changes everything. Like as soon as I ate that burger, I was like, oh, this doesn't taste right, and I ended up finishing and powering through it. And then after 5-10 minutes, I was like, I feel like crap. It actually, I could feel it like, like the toxins going into my body. I was like, what is happening? And then 30 minutes later, it blew my ass out. Right? Of course, but
Josh blew his ass out, or
I blew my own ass out.
oh, nice.
I wasn't involved in that one.
It always goes to shitting or jerking off of me, but whatever.
It really does.
I did both, so
Good for you.
At the same time.
Good for you. It's like we went to Vegas. He had to shit like 6 times in 4 hours.
Dang.
you think about it. I just thought something.
I
really
think what that
fucked
was
up.
is all the walking. All that walking we did for that first day. I think Zach's body was just like, fuck, 100%.
No, he just wanted to go sit down. That's all it was.
He wasn't there for the.
I'm not tired. I got shit. Liar.
Well, he wasn't there for the New York trip, but that same thing. I think it was there's any amount of walking, like a lot of walking involved, and drinking. I think that's really
It's
You
a
really-
drinking.
and he really
drinking
didn't
and
drink.
walking.
He
I don't really
did
drink
not
that
drink
much.
that much. When
But
we
if I've had some alcohol and there's just like a lot of walking involved, I guess my colon is set to like however many steps. Like, oh, have you done 10,000 steps? Time to take a shit now. I guess.
yeah, surprisingly, like he really did.
Because when we were in New York, we had to shit. I had to shit all the time.
I think Zach
We
only
walked
had a
everywhere.
handful of drinks. We'd have like one when we went somewhere, but we were you didn't have enough time to process alcohol because you were on the go and such on such a high.
Yeah, exactly.
You had
My
2 days to
metabolism was through
slam
the
in.
fucking roof.
Yeah.
Okay, since we're talking about shit,
I just don't think alcohol got to my liver because it was just going out my pores because I was sweating.
So speaking of shitting again, okay. So remember whenever he was telling a story about whenever he was whenever you got sick and
Memphis?
was it Memphis? And you couldn't come out with me and Scott and Drew because you
Yeah.
had that stomach bug.
Yeah, because of the patty melt that you
Okay,
gave me.
so yes, okay,
Yeah, so
Josh,
let's
I don't think
tell this little story real quick on how I got sick.
so
I've heard Patty Melt and I've heard I can't go out, but I've never heard like
so how this happened. So we ended up going to a casino
Tunica.
in Tunica before going to Memphis. And so, we're there, we're gambling, we're having a good time. We get hungry, so there's a little restaurant inside the casino, and me and Zach, we go up there together. We're like, "What do you want?" Let's just get a patty melt. Cool. So we order patty melt, and I go grab them, and I have one in each hand. I'm like, "Which one do I give Zach?" I'm like, well, this one looks really good. So I kept the one that looked really good. I gave Zach the other one.
what a dick.
I gave Zach the one. I
The
poisoned
poison.
Zach.
He poisoned me. Like it was a 50-50 coin flip.
Yes.
He picked the one that like looked appealing. Like this is a good fucking patty melt.
Like this one.
This one sloppily made like he made it with his feet.
Yeah.
And then gave it to me. And he probably did make it with his feet. And that's the reason why I got sick.
So it wasn't until after we were coming back, I looked at Zach and I was like, I probably shouldn't give you that one because the other one looked better. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, I gave you the one that didn't look very
I've already
good.
eaten it.
right. Yeah, you told me this last night.
and so And so I'm sitting there like just laughing. I was like, I'm sorry, this is my fault. It could have been me shitting and puking in the
I was violently ill. Like that was one of the worst sicknesses, like of food poisoning I've ever had.
It is again my fault.
But you didn't have anything, right?
No, so his patty melt was clean.
That's so weird because the same meat, I'm sure, but
yeah.
like, what are the odds? Like, of a that could have been you,
100%.
That's what I'm saying.
Or what if you would have been fine and you ate it still?
Thing is, it could have been. It could have been.
I mean, but we'd never have known. It wouldn't.
It could have been two different people that made it. It could be like because it also yours looked better. Mine looked like it was probably like
Really, what
sloppily
happened was
made.
you got 2 patty melts, and the cashier was making one of them. Cletus, come over here, make the sandwich. I got to get this other person's order. And Cletus comes
Like,
over.
Get out of the bathroom. Stop taking a shit. Come make this thing.
Yeah, he's scratching his ass. He's like, all right, I got this one, but.
Yes, that's exactly how I imagine it.
Pawpaw's on the shitter.
Yep.
He'll be out in a minute.
And another funny story about the same trip is Scott went online and found out this was like the 3rd tallest building in the state or something, and he told us like 18 times.
Yeah. On the way there,
On the
from,
way
from
there.
Tunica to Memphis, it's like very flat down there, and so you can see for a while. And there's just like this building, this fucking eyesore, just sticks out of fucking nowhere, and it's like I don't know, 8 stories maybe. It's not even that fucking tall. And he's like, "Hey, did you know that's like the 3rd tallest building in Mississippi?" And you're like,
All right,
cool." And then like 30 minutes go by, and we're like, "Man, it's really flat out here." He's like, "Yeah, that building over there, it's like the 3rd tallest building."
He kept telling
Then you guys want to be like, "Hey, Scott, did you know that's the tallest building?"
Right, that's what
we still
started
do.
doing.
We still do.
We still do.
He was like, I just wanted you guys to know.
I'm trying to get everybody involved.
Yeah, he just wanted us to have a good time. So everything that he does,
We're probably
he just wants
going to
to have
get a
time.
message about that one and be like, "It was the 3rd tallest building in
He's
Mississippi."
gonna send me a picture of it.
He is going to say.
We should message him like, "What's the 3rd tallest building?"
He just he has a good heart, right? And he just wants us to have a good time. But sometimes, like Scott,
So funny.
that's awesome. I love that it's the 3rd tallest building. I don't care.
I wait for somebody to be like, "I don't give a fuck about
I
that."
don't
building.
care.
Exactly.
Well, normally it's me, and he's like, "You're such an asshole." I'm like, "I know, but
I just don't give a shit about that building anymore.
Right.
it just every time we go on a trip, just that's why I can't wait for this cruise."
This cruise is going
You
to
guys
be
know this is like
great.
the 3rd largest body of water.
Right, exactly.
Well, Zach's gonna get sick. I'm gonna take his girlfriend that's gonna be on the boat, and then Scott is gonna tell us some random facts about the trip.
Right, exactly.
Drew's just gonna be
and then
like
Drew's
this
going
in
to
the
correct.
corner.
And then Drew's going to correct Scott. Well, actually,
Actually, yeah. No, Drew's gonna dance with somebody and gonna be on YouTube. He's gonna be YouTube famous.
100%. That's exactly how it's going to go down.
Y'all gonna be busy.
Lindsay's going to steal some stuff.
She used to steal
Gonna get super drunk.
trees or something. She used to steal.
Yeah, she used to steal potted plants, like that were like, in the street or on the sidewalk, or whatever. She would just like
Steal
yank
them.
a fucking plant.
And do what with them?
I don't know.
Put him in the car.
Put them in the car. They would go
She
in her
stole,
trunk. Go in her car.
Like a cone or something and put the back
Yeah.
of my car. One time when we were driving, I was like, "What's in the back of my car?"
What the fuck?
cone.
Just like Rocket from.
Yeah,
Guardians?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm gonna get that arm.
I'm gonna get that
when
arm.
She gets drunk.
Exactly,
She turns
she
into a
is
little
Rocket.
Keplo.
She said, "I'm gonna get that cone."
Yeah.
Fuck. That's actually pretty awesome. Actually, just random
yeah.
shit. Still some bum.
See, that's the reason why whenever went on the Chicago trip, whenever she fought the tree, it was revenge. Because she would rip up and steal all the little trees when she was drunk, and this tree in Chicago was like, "I'm getting this bitch."
I never got to go on some of these trips because I was going through X-ray school, and so like the New York and Chicago, I was never a part of those. But if I was,
Those are fucking nuts. Good times.
I remember when you went to New York City.
Yeah, New York City. Yeah, that was a good one. I
Did you
definitely
call me after you saw Tracy Morgan
Oh, dude, that was one of my celebrity like
and the guy with the
freakouts.
umbrella, the bum or what the guy that whatever that talked to you, walked you across the street?
Oh, that was in Memphis. Yeah,
Oh,
so that
okay.
was that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that was whenever I was violently ill. I was
What?
poisoned by this guy over here. And then so I was in the hotel room dying, and I had gone through all my meds, and I needed some more like water and
Liquid Court.
and I needed like whatever. I needed some stuff because I was so nauseous. I needed something to get the nausea away. So I was like, fuck. And they're like having the time of their life in Memphis somewhere.
He's crawling across the street.
Right, they're on Bourbon Street. And just
I was
having a
making
fucking
out with
blast.
a girl.
Or Beale Street. Yeah,
Drew
exactly.
was breakdancing, and I got to make out with a girl.
100%. They're having the best time. And I'm just like,
Can Drew break dance?
No.
Okay, I was about to say,
not
can you
at
really
all.
break dance?
Drew is.
I love to dance when I'm drinking. But I don't
Drew
attempt
is
things I
a
can't
very enthusiastic dancer.
Yes.
do. Okay.
Very enthusiastic. And he knows a lot of moves. Are they good moves? I don't know. But he knows a lot of moves.
Okay.
So he was. Because he should tell a story, but he was like break dancing, like battling this other guy.
Not good.
Not good, but like people were cheering this guy out. Like he was like
The hype.
like
It's the
white
fucking
chocolate
hype,
sort of thing.
man.
Like, doing like, yeah, let's go. And of course, like Scott says something like, "Hey, if Drew wins this battle, will you make out with my friend B?" And I was, already talking to this girl.
Good wingman.
I was already talking to her, and she was like, "Yeah." And so Drew won, so we start making out, and then he buys me and her a shot. We do a shot, and we start making out again, and then
This is
he was over
great.
here.
Yeah, and then I was dying in a hotel
pussy.
room.
They're having a great
Yeah,
time.
I was dying in a hotel room, so
crying,
I needed to get meds. While all this fun and whimsy is happening, I needed to get meds because I was dying.
It's like a perfect movie. Cuts over and
It really was.
transitions.
It was.
would be.
Cut to me. Yeah, I'm just like.
So another. Okay, I'm telling all these stories now. So when we went to New Orleans, one of the things that you left out was whenever we first got down there, before we even took the hand grenades, and I don't know why
What
we
is,
started.
what is a hand grenade?
It's a very popular drink down in New
So,
Orleans. It's got like 5 different alcohols
legend
in it.
has
It's like
it-
in a long
yeah.
chute.
See, legend has
Legend
it.
has if you drink one, you're
good.
fucked up the entire day. So we
We
drank
did 2.
3. No.
We had two right off the bat.
The very first part of the day. So I don't know why we did this, but before we even got there, right? So we're bebopping around. We don't know what's going on. Everything stinks. Everything's dirty. And we're walking around.
I've been there.
And there's this very, say the right words, voluptuous black lady standing on the street corner. And she's like, "Do you want a shot?" But she's like, "Hey, honey, you want a shot?" I was like, "Yeah, I want a shot." She goes, "Okay." So we pay her for the shot. She grabs my head, sticks them between her large breasts, and just shakes them like.
Yeah, and it's violent. You're like,
I did not know this was going to happen. And then she I don't even remember what she poured a shot in my mouth or something. After that, I was like, "What? I don't know what just happened." What?
Yeah.
And
I think she might have slapped you in the face too, or something. Like when she pulled you up, she shook you and
I
was
don't
like,
know.
smack, smack.
But
Did you watch this happen?
Oh yeah,
those big sweaty.
She did
titties,
to me after.
Yeah, the big sweaty titties were all over my face. I was like, "What is happening?" So that's how the day started. And then we go to the bar and take 2 hand grenade shots.
Oh, my
or
gosh,
drinks
dude.
or whatever. And it was all downhill from there. Like it was insane.
I've heard the New Orleans stuff. That's some good shit.
Yeah, like it's like that's one thing that I will never get out of my brain is like she grabs my face. I was like, "Where's my head going right now?"
And see, all,
Right on her
and all
tits.
the stuff you're talking about, like when we first went to Vegas, that was the first time Zach and I had been on a trip together. Like that's the first time I went to that city, first time anywhere in a plane with one of my friends ever. So I was like, the Zach's going to come out. I'm going to see the Zach that I've heard all these fucking stories about. I've seen pictures. Zach at this point had never really seen me super drunk or anything. I was like, we got some first time. And we just never really got.
Well, see, and
we
I-
never really got that.
So-
because it's a new city,
Yes.
there's only 2 of
Yeah.
us.
And we-
it's a little
right.
well,
and we
it's
were
work-
we
it's
were on a
work
work
too.
thing
Yeah.
too, and it was just me and you, so we
That's us.
we were unsupervised. But I think my hesitation was because I didn't know, because I knew it was a new city. You're not big drinkers, so I didn't want to be like go hard in the paint, and then you're like having to like take like care of me or try
Or
to
you
keep
take
up
care
or
of
whatever.
me. Like-
Or that, right? Exactly. So I was like, I need to like have my wits
We
about
have to
me
find,
a little
and
bit.
I didn't because I got semi buzzed, but I never got drunk
Well, I
because
guess-
it's you're nervous because you're somewhere you don't know. Like it's one thing here I can call somebody,
Yeah.
but like new city we have no idea what to expect.
But
I-
October is going down.
October is different.
All 4 of us have talked, and we do want you to come out with this one time
I have
because
been
I
told.
think it would be a lot of fun.
Oh, we'd have a
But,
blast.
but we've had a lot of experience. Like we've drank together for a long time. At a lot of parties.
Oh yeah,
A lot
I've
of
heard
times.
all the stories.
Yeah. So we kind of know each other's limits. Like I know when Scott gets when he starts getting really drunk, he does this like head swipe thing. Like he looks back and forth, and he's doing this.
His eyes closed a lot, and he's like talking.
Yeah.
He's like, guys.
And he's like, I want to go home.
I want to go on.
That.
Yes, do that to him.
Right.
And then Drew's eyes get a little squeamy, like Zach cries.
No, Zach wanders off. I've seen what happened when we drank.
He's never done that with us.
We drank one night. I think you did wander off that night. No, that's not that night. That's
so.
when Kylie came and picked us
I
up.
wandered off a lot in college before, like
Okay.
early, and then
Houdini,
and then you because you were around, but you were like kind of a douchebag back then or whatever when you were living with Scott. And you were-
2010.
Yeah, I think so. And you were with
Yeah,
I can't remember her
I
name.
wasn't with anyone. Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was
baby
way
mama.
Yeah,
We'll call her baby.
yeah. There you go,
He
baby
said-
mama.
Baby mama.
Right. And so I didn't see you a whole lot when I was first hanging out with Drew
Yeah.
and Scott. It wasn't until
Nobody
later.
liked me.
No.
So when I tell you, me and Scott were like arch enemies. Whenever,
like that.
So we worked at Texas Roadhouse, and we were not friends at all. And once I broke up with my ex, Scott has a big heart, so he got to know me a little bit, and he was
Brought you
like,
under
guys,
his wing.
yeah, he was like, guys, I promise he's not a bad guy. He was an asshole because he was in a bad relationship, and that's whenever he introduced me like Lindsay and you and Drew came on. I think Drew came on a little bit later because he ended up sleeping on our couch for a little bit.
Yeah, and I think he was still down in Alabama for a little bit before he actually came up.
Like even like Lindsay was like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to give this guy a chance. He is a piece of shit. And I was like, and I didn't, I was kind of unaware of all this, and
And y'all lived together
yeah,
for a bit.
Yeah, yep. So I won everybody over with my dazzling personality. So, Scott's a big reason why all of us are friends. But I mean, we had a lot of parties. We had a land shark party that was a lot of fun. I wanted to go on a date with a girl one time, and Scott and Lindsay trapped me into a beer pong game, and I was 2 hours late to a date.
Damn. Good for you.
Yeah.
You still have the date?
Yeah, we dated
So it's
for
a
like
win-win.
3 years.
So it's a
and
win-win.
It was a horrible time.
Oh, okay.
I should have just listened to them.
Yeah.
Speaking of that drinking, though, like I was telling you before we went live or whatever, that beer Olympics for busting with the boys, like their first thing they do, and I'd never heard of this. Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer were having an episode on their podcast, and he was talking about how insane it was. He was like, I almost died. He was like, seeing real.
Segura did?
No, he did. He wouldn't go. He was invited. He was like, I'm not going to that.
Oh,
Bert Kreischer went,
Yeah.
and he brought
Shane Gillis was his
him.
buddy.
And he was like, yeah, we're gonna probably win. Shane went into it with a lot of, but he said when they first did that
Shane
chug,
and Bert are both big drinkers.
when they
too.
went to the chug contest right away, it was 3 beers in one container. They had to hammer down. And he said, watching those NFL and professional athletes get in game mode, he said it is a switch
Yep.
that normal people don't have. He said it's terrifying. He said one of the guys, I watched it. The whole thing's on YouTube. That dude drank those 3 beers in that one stout glass, whatever, in like 4.1 seconds.
Jesus.
And was like, yeah. And then of course, Bert was like, I don't know, 9 seconds. Like they drank it, but I was just
And Bert's a
drinker.
Yeah.
they got their
His
asses
whole thing is the machine. He's Van Wilder was modeled
kicked.
after
So
his life.
they competed, but they did beer pong, flip cup. But it's a bunch of monsters. Like
Yeah.
I didn't realize how big. Like what's his name? Who's on that? Who does the host? Of,
Taylor Lewan. Yeah,
he's
tall.
like 6'5", 270.
So yes, linemen.
They're
offensive, defensive,
all most of them were all offensive linemen.
they can drink.
They did.
They're
so
like
much.
fish.
Yes.
It's like Andre the Giant. You hear about stories about how many
He's like
beers he could put
70
away.
beers.
It's like that.
But
They're just so massive.
But Hardy shows up, the country singer with his wife, and they competed. His wife's a bad bitch. She was over in the corner after they did flip cup. They won. She was puking in the bush and was like, yeah. And they were like, you can't puke. They're like, you're allowed to puke and rally. You just can't puke
on those bushes.
during the competition.
time.
But you can, yeah, she puked after and went right back in.
Hell yeah.
Dude,
Do
you
a
need to
purge
watch
and
it.
rally.
It's all
Absolutely.
on YouTube. It's nuts. At the end of it, Bert Kreischer was on that pool, and he was like, we've been drinking since noon. He said, I've slept until 10. He said, it's 5:30, and I've got a cold beer right now. He said, we had to take my wedding ring off because my hands are so swollen. He said, my feet are swollen, so I'm in the pool. And they're still drinking. But then Shane Gillis talks about, and I don't know what ketamine is, but I guess you can smoke it. Is that true?
Yeah,
it's a
I don't know what it is. I've never researched it.
feel good drug. I think.
Oh yeah, so they're going to Zanies in Nashville, and there's a few of them. And he was like, well, he said, I don't want to get. He's kind of like me. He has like a fear of getting left out. Well, he's like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. So he smokes it, And he said they get to Zany's and they're like, "Come on, Bert." And he said, "There's people are like, what's up, Shane?" All stuff. He's like, "Hey, I gotta go. I can't walk." And they're like, "What?" And he's I can't walk. He's leaned against the car. He can't walk. He's like, "I can't move my legs." And then I started laughing. But he was like, "Yeah." He said he did. He said, "I've never done it," but he said, "I guess his legs turned into concrete. Like he couldn't move. He could talk. He was still there, but he said, my legs don't work." I was like, "Holy shit!"
That was like when I got really fucking high on some.
Is ketamine a horse tranquilizer? Is that?
I don't know what it is, man. Like it's just something he said he never smoked it before, but I guess they did. I'm assuming they smoked it. I'm pretty sure I'm right.
I'm not exactly sure what style of drug it is.
Are you yawning?
Let me hear people.
What the hell?
Sorry. Leave me a fucking alone.
Get out
of my house.
It's been so hot.
Your story was just really boring.
That's not what it was. You fuck.
Fuck you, I'm leaving.
After I finish, I'm leaving.
Oh my god. Y'all looking up ketamine? Is that what y'all doing right now?
No, I wasn't. I'm making sure my story wasn't as lame as you just described.
No, it was good. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, they use it for anesthesia.
That's what I thought. I thought it was like a
pain management.
Painkiller.
Oh, and they made sure to put this as a recreational drug.
Yeah, right. Yeah, people, Special K, I think is what people call it.
Special K.
But
I don't do drugs. I don't know these things.
Yeah, I'm not a big druggie.
No, I don't either.
The legs thing where like feel like your legs.
So
that's whenever
funny.
I got really fucking high off like some hydro, and I felt like I was sitting in this couch. I felt like I could not get up because my legs didn't work, and I was afraid if I actually did get up, I wasn't sure if my legs were going to function correctly, and I was going to like fall over or whatever. So I just sat there and just high as balls. And I was just praying to the Almighty for it to go away so I can go home.
I can't imagine.
And it didn't go away. So I was like, there is no God. Dude.
You questioned your entire existence?
100%.
Shit, when I did that edible that day, dude, I have never in my life experienced anything like that before. That was special, is the best way to put it.
Stop yawning.
Sorry. Whew.
Where's that fiber in energy?
I'll get it out.
It's 8.
I know, fuck, I had a full day.
He's just a, "Hey guys, you guys want some ASMR or me sleeping?"
Well, it's either me yawning or crying, so pick one.
I would rather you
I'd
cry.
rather you
at
cry
this
so I
point.
can laugh a lot instead of just feeling sad.
I got a shoulder you can cry on. Come on. I'm yawning, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna cut it short.
It's 8 p.m.
Pile on, jerks.
We want to talk about jerking off again?
Oh, no.
still-
That would definitely make me go to sleep.
I wish I could have been there last night when you were talking about everybody just sitting there sweating, dying.
I wish I should have taken a
Right, dude.
picture because, like, it literally,
Yeah, so it's like
he's like breathing hard.
Yeah, so for everybody that doesn't know that story, like it's been hot as fucking balls,
Dude.
and we decided to go to a football game, a preseason football game, and so we're sitting there.
What was the heat
in
index?
these fucking it's probably
105?
100. It's probably 100 degrees.
So really, it's the
During the
humidity
day.
what
Oh, yeah,
got
yeah,
them.
of
So
course.
it was only like 97, 98, but the humidity.
You just
like it
instant
reminds
sweat.
me whenever I was in Houston. So living in Houston, you're next to the Gulf. It's below
like
sea
Louisiana.
level.
The
Exactly,
humidity is
100%.
It's
right.
horrible.
It feels like you.
It's a hot shower.
100%. Like it's on you. Like you can't get away.
You can almost push
right?
it off when you
Yes.
walk outside.
Well,
Right.
someone said it's like even when the wind blows, it feels like you're in an air fryer.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
So that's exactly how Louisiana, Georgia, like those
awful.
all those places down there is exactly how they are. So we're all at a football game watching the Titans preseason, and it is pretty hot, but it's not crazy. It's not bad.
No, it was bad.
But I
My
can,
body says otherwise.
Zach his watch is alerting him that his heart rate's
Yeah.
too high,
I'm
but he's standing still.
I'm like
So-
melting in this fucking chair. I have like these like sweat spots all over my shirt.
He's in zone 2 on his car.
Yeah, and every 10 minutes I get a.
Are you
I get
working out?
I get a zzz, zzz, and it would, my heart rate has been at 120, and you've been sitting still for 10 minutes. I'm like, are you okay? Like, it's
having a heart
basically-
attack.
Right.
Drew's miserable too. He's sweating. He has a big beard. He's sweating everywhere. Scott is getting over a stomach bug, and he's about to shit himself again.
So he's just sweating from that, right?
Just
So
on fire.
everyone's miserable, and I'm like, guys, you want to go to the strip club tonight? Let's go, man! And I'm ready to fucking rage, and they're all like, I'm like, how old are we right now?
Zach's like, I'm dying.
Zach, You were just breathing so hard the entire time. It was
Yeah, I know. And then I had to like walk uphill to get to the parking garage, and I thought my calves were going to seize up.
What if they would have cramped up?
They would have cramped up, start rippling. I'd have been like, ah! I would just lay there in the street like a bum.
someone
Leave me. As a party bus goes by and a bunch of girls going, woo! And I'm just like, help me, I'm dying.
Someone throws you $1.
Right, exactly.
Fucking bum.
Fucking bum.
Get out of here, you bum.
I said $1,
Look
bitch.
at that! Look at that Georgia hat. Throws him a quarter.
That's right, exactly.
That's why your calves cramped up. Your team sucks.
Oh, Jesus.
That was hilarious. It was a good time though.
Yeah, at one point we were walking back to the garage. There was a magical wall that was blowing cold air for some reason. I have no idea why. We all just stood there.
We did.
Did you call? You called them all out for it, right?
Not
That's the
time,
best
though.
part when you're miserable and someone's like, "You're just being a bitch," and you're like,
No.
I know I am," but it's horrible.
Yeah.
I've been working on trying to be nicer lately.
That's boring.
It is boring, and you know what? I hate it. But when Scott tells me that I'm always mean, I'm like, oh, fine. I'm gonna try to be nicer.
It's a lot of love.
I don't think you're always mean. That's just Scott.
I just like. To
Well, I
talk
also
shit.
feel bad too because his poor little kitty died lately, and I didn't want to be
It died lately.
like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They had to euthanize it, so it was.
How old was it?
17. I've known that cat as long as I've known him.
It's Reese's Pieces, and she's always been part of the family.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's quality of life here when we get to 17.
She was a great cat, lived a great life, but it's still sad.
Yeah, because like we have somebody I work with. I think his friend, this cat was like 22. Well, we have like it had like a peg leg and one eye.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's like it should have
fuck, man.
should have
Like,
put it down a long
like,
time
it's
ago.
It's got like a Connect 4 wheelchair we made for
Right.
it. And,
Looks like Sid from Toy Story got a hold of it.
Yeah, it's got like a rubber duck's head and like some mechanical legs. Holy shit! Doesn't have any idea where it is. I'm
It's got a steel jaw. And you're like, what the fuck?
we had friends of ours had a dog that had like its hips were fused. It was blind. I'm like, it's like running into the walls and shit. I'm like, are we sure this is?
Yeah, and see, I grew up. My dad would be like, "That dog's got a limp. Put it down.
Yeah.
Kill it. I'm not taking care
Like,
of no
it's
damn
just
dog."
kinda-
I already buried it.
Right, exactly.
Stepped on a rock. I don't think so.
Oh,
All right, well,
I'm not taking care of this dog.
should you hear back in the day when they was like
I gotta take it to the vet.
dog
I
would
ain't
have
spending
like
money on.
yeah, a dog
$40? Hell no.
dogs would have like puppies and they're like we can't keep them. They like put them in a bag and throw them over the bridge or some shit. I've heard of stuff. I'm like, holy shit,
I know,
man.
dude. This is a different time.
That'd be drawing straws. What's in the bag? I can't tell you. You
Oh, yeah.
just throw it over the bridge. You have no
Well,
idea what you're going to throw
my
in.
dad told me a story. There was like some neighborhood kid. He was a little fucked up even for
Like
that time.
like Dahmer.
Well, what he would do is he would put a bunch of like cats or kittens, like young, wasn't like real like firstborn,
it's
like
about
6
to get
weeks,
fucked
8
up
weeks,
here
or
in a
whatever.
minute.
He put them in a bag and hit them with a baseball bat, and then watch them walk around all busted up.
Come on,
And
man.
I'm like, that's fucked up.
Come on, man.
That's fucked up.
I know,
Actually,
why-
I could tell you one that's worse than my dad
I don't
told
want
me.
to.
You want to hear it? I'm gonna say it on the pod. It's
Yeah,
really
this-
fucked up. It's
I
the
wanna hear
worst.
it.
All right, it's is that what he would do? Is this was bigger cats? He would bury them with just their heads sticking up out of the ground,
Jesus.
and then run them over with a lawnmower.
Why? Oh
Because he
my
was sick piece of
god.
shit. Actually, come to think, now that I think about this, when my dad was
he a
telling me
serial
this who it
killer?
was, I was like, yes. I was like, have you looked in on this guy? Because he might be a serial killer, like in jail somewhere now.
Just don't.
It's like we might need to let
cannot
the
be
authorities
real.
know.
That cannot be
He
real.
swears that that's what that dude did.
Come on.
That is.
That's fucked up.
He killed.
Yeah.
That dude's killed a person.
Probably.
Like he's killed.
I don't know. I can't remember how old
Or that
he
kid's
was
like
when he
uncle
did
was
that. I
putting
don't,
shit in him.
like I don't know if he was
He just
like.
drove him mad.
Well, like I don't know if he was 8, 12, or 17. I have no idea how old this kid. I don't remember.
It doesn't matter.
But still- right? It doesn't matter.
He's old
He
enough
could
to
be
run a,
58 and be like, that dude is
old enough to run a lawnmower
Right.
and dig a hole
Yeah.
and wrangle up a cat. My God,
Right.
how do you keep it still?
Have you seen Dahmer?
No, I actually haven't
And we
seen
work with a guy that looks like Dahmer. We know
But-
what he looks like.
it. That's so funny to call him Dahmer. He walks like Dahmer.
He
too.
appreciates
Right,
it.
it's
He
fun.
really does.
You should watch it. It's actually pretty good.
I do need to watch it.
The series?
Yeah.
Oof. It's weird.
Well, because the Evan guy, Evan
Evan Peters.
Peters, dude is such a great actor. It
Oh,
is
absolutely.
everything that I watch whenever he's in American Horror Story, X-Men. Now Dahmer, he's such a.
What's that clip that they were showing where Tom Holland was getting like raked up against
Railed,
the wall?
bro.
That's
What movie?
Dude,
What
it's like a
show
Netflix
is that?
show or something. I don't know.
It like I kind of don't. I
don't
was
wanna watch
I was gonna watch
It's a
it because
weird,
it looked like it
off-putting.
was.
I just seen like people making
So,
fun of the clip.
well,
I'm like,
I was initially going to watch it. I was like, oh, Tom Holland's cool and Amanda Seyfried and everything's like, it's supposed to be a thriller, and I like psychological kind of fucked up thrillers. And so I was like, this might be cool. But then I heard like the reviews were bad. It was just, I don't know, just too much.
Yeah.
And then that scene, I saw the memes going about that, and I was just like, no, I don't need to see Spider-Man getting taken in the back alley, figuratively and literally.
Literally.
I don't want to see him enjoy it.
I don't. Right.
Especially with shitty hair.
He's got like the
like
eyeshadow and everything
running and stuff.
He looks like he's on a band.
Right.
It's definitely weird.
Definitely wearing flip flops.
I don't like the shows.
Oh, 100%. If he wasn't, then he's bought some. The guy probably said, "Here, put these on.
Put these on before I do this."
Yeah. He's like, "Oh."
He walks away.
Click, click, click. Yeah.
I can't escape now.
That's how it gets. Oh, they step on you. Flat tire. And then you fall right into it.
Then you get raped.
Then you get raped.
Flip flops. Jesus. Me and my daughter were watching the movie The Ring. Oh, when it first came out, right?
That's a good one. Samara.
I don't know if you remember this or not, but like, there's a guy in the show or in the movie that wears jeans and flip flops, and it makes me cringe.
It's the worst look.
Right. So I said, Britt, when do you think this movie came out? She goes, I don't know, but that guy's wearing jeans and flip flops, so it's old. I was like, awesome.
So proud of you right now.
Yes.
So you know it's old.
Yeah. I was like, my kid's awesome.
How old is she?
14.
Oh, okay. That's when I saw that movie. Mm-hmm. We saw it in theaters. Our friend's mom.
So she loves scary movies.
Terrifying.
We'll go see scary movies at theaters. She wants to find all the scary movies. So,
did y'all go see that? What is it?
Yes.
Talk to Me or whatever.
No, actually,
is that what it's called?
Yeah, with the handshake or whatever.
I heard that's really fucking good.
95%. Yeah. Somebody said it is one of the best horror movies.
So I need to watch it. I don't think, because I brought it to her this past weekend when I had her, and I was like, we need to go see this, because right now I think it's at a weird stage where it's not in the movie theaters, but like it's not on streaming yet. Mm-hmm. So I'm waiting for it to hit streaming, and then we can watch it together.
It's supposed to be awesome.
Because we watched Evil Dead Rise, and literally the opening scene of the movie, I was like, probably shouldn't have brought her to this. This is horrible.
Yeah, that's I think that's for you to watch now, or maybe movies, I definitely want to watch that one.
Those movies make me uncomfortable.
Well, it was I guess my ignorance of I didn't exactly know what I was walking into.
Like Evil Dead is even the
I didn't see that one.
The remake is rough. Like hell, the opening scene, that girl gets like raped by a plant.
Yeah, but the first ones with Bruce Campbell are more like horror comedies.
Well, the second one is. The first Evil Dead is not a comedy.
No, but
he doesn't come out until later.
It's campy.
It's
little
still
campy.
Horrible.
But yeah, you're right.
But the remake they did,
bad.
It's terrifying. Like it's gruesome. Like that demon, because that's what it's a demonic book and it releases whatever. But like that one girl like splits her tongue with a box cutter and then pukes all over that girl's face.
Well, one part of the movie, like I was like, God, we should leave. But like she bit someone's eye out of their skull and spit it in another person's mouth, and that person choked and died.
Yeah. That reminds me of...
I was like, oh my God. I looked over at my daughter. I was like, oh my God.
She's like this. Dad, did you see that?
Yeah, I'm like, I did. We're leaving.
That reminds me, you talking about like the spitting in their mouth. That reminds me of the movie.
Turns it sexual.
It won't be sexual, I promise.
Here we go.
Masturbating.
It won't be that. I did not jerk off.
I watched this last night. Check it out.
Cock in hand.
All right, spitting in mouth. Go ahead.
No, speaking of that, is the movie Drag Me to Hell.
Oh,
fucked up movie.
Yeah.
I remember when I saw that in theaters, and it was with my, I think first girlfriend. I was like 18, I think, when that came out. I think maybe not. It was a while.
Yeah,
because that's an older movie. And but I remember distinctly at some point when I was watching that movie, I turned to my girlfriend and be like, "Okay, so note to self: if I ever get possessed or whatever, I get cursed by Lamnia or whatever the demon was, keep your fucking mouth closed, because every other scene in that fucking movie, some sort of goo was going into that girl's mouth. It was so
that
gross.
Movie was so fucked up because the whole time it was just about a pissed off lady at the bank.
Yeah, right.
A button.
Well,
she literally caused all that turmoil because she couldn't get a fucking loan.
I thought, but it was really funny whenever she hit her with the fucking stapler and she had like staples in her forehead.
Yeah, but
beat her ass with it.
The scene where the railroad tracks.
Yeah, that was
horrifying. The guy watched his girlfriend get drugged to hell by demons.
Yeah,
as she
can you imagine?
Became decrepit.
You imagine that shit happening to you, and you're just, like, there's nothing you could do.
Thank God it was just his girlfriend. He could be like, oh, I had to break up with her before the holidays.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Thank God.
Well, that solved my problem.
He's like this. No,
she had a horrible ick.
Right. I was really worried about this awkward conversation. Right.
That's why he took that button out. That was
he reaches in, just high fives her.
He's like this.
He's like, no.
No,
He throws the rest of her shit that he packed already.
or he like slips off.
You're gonna need this more
He
than me.
reaches in to like grab her hand, but then he slips the ring off.
I can pawn
I need this.
I'll need this more than you.
We're
Keep it open real quick. And they just throw other shit in there.
I've got potential on Tinder.
Yeah. He's like this.
Hold on a second, I got some trash.
Mondays.
It's like when you're at the gas station, it's like, hold on a second, let me clean some trash out of my car.
Does a selfie with her. Oh shit.
Mondays.
Yeah.
Say Satan.
But some of those movies are, God, they're so bad.
Yeah,
That new
they're really
Exorcist
fucked up.
is gonna be good
I've
in
seen
October.
that scene.
So I want to go see that.
Yes.
Oh, I'm
Brett.
right. Yes.
I was going to say another scene, like that scene, the Dragman Hell scene in the last scene was fucking horrifying. Exorcist, the beginning, when the hyenas ripped that kid apart, that was
pretty
fucking
bad.
horrifying.
Yeah,
I don't think I
but
saw
Like
that
there's
one.
certain scenes
Ooh,
that
man,
just
it's
fuck
rough.
you. There's certain scenes that they're just so. It's not even like gory. It's just a horrifying situation.
Yeah.
Is the ones that
well,
really stick.
the
with me.
original Exorcist, when it's a scene, it was a deleted scene, but they added to like the director's cut, where the girl, like the mom, is closing the door after the priest leaves, and she turns around, she's like, "Ooh," and all of a sudden you hear like, and you look, it gives me chill to talk about it. She turns around down the stairs, and her daughter is crab walking like the bridge down the stairs.
This was
And
in
when this is the
The
movie.
Exorcist?
Yeah,
Yeah, in the
She
original,
gets
it
to
was
the
a deleted
God,
scene.
it sucks. She gets to the bottom and she opens her mouth and she's growling, her neck's swollen. There's blood pouring out of her mouth. But that scene is so fucked up.
I need to look that up.
You can look
good
it
one.
up. It's terrible.
great.
It's horrible.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's awful. Yeah, all you hear, I hate it. All you hear is the sound, and you're just like, and you don't know what's going to happen. And she turns around and
That's why some of these scary movies, like
I used to have this fucking nightmare that was basically that sensation to where you couldn't see something, but you could hear like it.
I have
and
that fear every.
you hear it like getting louder and
scares the
closer,
shit out
and it never actually gets to you. It's just louder and closer, and you're just like, it's just anxiety.
fuck.
You're just like total anxiety.
shit on yourself.
I've had it. Yeah, I wake up and I'm like in a pool of sweat and shit. Yeah.
Not again.
Dick in his hand.
Why am I jerking off? I was trying to make it better in my subconscious.
Maybe they'll run if they see it.
So I like those. I like those older movies because it leaves your imagination
Oh,
to run
yeah.
wild. Because like a lot of these movies now, it's so much CGI. Like it looks cool.
It's
don't
very
get me wrong.
predictable, though, too.
It is very predictable. Like this is a jump scare.
Well, you
Jump
remember It Chapter 2?
Yeah.
When the old lady is making the cookies,
Oh yes.
and you see her scurry across, and she's naked?
Yeah, dude. And you're like,
so I get
shit.
really fucked up about him. Like, as I'll grab him and be like, dude, holy shit. And so we're sitting there, and all of a sudden,
you would.
she's in there talking, and the room,
I'm like, I know, man. Get off me.
the room's black.
Stop trying to kiss me.
Like, the room's black, and she's sitting in the living room. And all of a sudden, you hear, like,
And it's like a little blurry, so you just
and
see
it
her
gets
walk-
louder,
Yeah.
so you know it's coming, but you don't know what's going to come out of there. And have you seen that movie? Chapter 2?
I don't think Chapter 2 I've seen it.
That
I
big,
watched the first.
this fucking big, naked, ghoulish thing comes hauling ass out of the room.
Man.
And it is so fucked up.
Oh, dude.
It's so good.
I
I was
know.
so scared.
We try to, I guess mostly what we watch is like the demon possession stuff. So like
Did you guys watch The Pope's
Conjuring.
Exorcist on Netflix yet?
So we just watched that. So it is good. I didn't really like the ending, the last
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I gave it a 6.5, 7. I mean,
We watch a lot of the Conjuring.
those are good.
What's another one?
We saw those in theaters.
Yeah.
That scared the shit out of me.
There was a movie that was I like possession movies and I like
Yeah.
Antichrist movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
where
freak
like
me
it
out.
like the,
Like
so
the
there
Omen
was
and stuff
one
like that. The Omen was
I
really
cannot remember the name of it, but there was one. It's a little maybe it's in the 90s, maybe early 2000s, and it was basically that this guy he was investigating murders or whatever, and it ended up being to spoil it, is that the guy that was doing the investigating, come to find out he had kind of some skeletons in his closet. He didn't really know his origin, like of his birth, and he ended up finding like the grave of his mom and whatever. And he ended up, because he was questioning his origin. I'm getting kind of chills thinking about it. He ends up digging up the grave and seeing where his mom was, and there was actually a baby skeleton in there too that was actually him. And so who he thought was his mom wasn't actually his mom. And so the way they ended up discovering that he is the Antichrist, or the Antichrist is like
I have seen this.
possessed him or whatever.
Yeah.
And so there's a particular time where it's going to happen. It's going to transition. And he's sitting in a truck or a car with him and the girl that's like in this adventure with him or whatever. And they're just waiting to see if this particular time that ticks, whenever clock strikes 0, basically, that's whenever he's going to emerge as becoming the Antichrist or whatever. And so like they're watching the particulars like midnight or whatever. And so if midnight hits and that doesn't happen, you're like, oh shit, he's actually not it. And then all of a sudden the clock goes switches like 666 and it's like, oh fuck. And she ends up having to kill him. And you're like, oh my God. Like shit like that. I just get chills just thinking about that whole scene, dude. I fucking love it.
Oh, so I thought you were going to say it was a hyena, like in The Omen. Like he digs up the grave, and his mom was actually a hyena.
That's it. His mom was actually. That's what it was. You're right. That's what it was.
A jackal. His
mom's he digs up his grave, and the mom was actually a jackal. Is what it was. And I think there was also a baby skull, and she ended up having to kill him because he was about to morph.
Does he act any different?
No, it was he. I think it was. It's so long ago. I think it was like they saw the clock and they kind of like looked at each other, and he just and I can't remember. I don't think he did anything, but I think it was like. Since they saw that, obviously, like the clock was like changing.
So, I'm glad we're talking about. Not glad we're talking about, but so speaking of so the other day I was on Tubi. I've been a big fan of Tubi lately because I got a lot of old classics and their stuff. Yeah. There's one I've never watched with Johnny Depp called The Ninth Gate.
Oh yeah, that's a wild one.
I've never watched it. I was like, let me check this out because the whole premise, if you've never seen it, is like
open up a gate to hell.
He is a rare book collector and. He finds books and then appraises them and such. He's kind of an asshole. He's all by himself making the money and all that stuff. Well, he gets, hey, I need you to find these books, and it's supposedly written by this author and Satan, and they co-wrote it. And if you have the real one, you read a certain thing, and you can open a port, like summon
the Ninth Gate,
Lucifer. Right. So he's kind of like, okay. And of course, dude's paying him shit. But dude, that whole thing is nuts.
Yeah.
And it has some bad transitioning and some bad CG.
Right.
But the girl he meets that like floats down and shit, and he never sees it. We, the audience, see her like she's like on a 30-foot platform and just floats down like a Barbie,
right?
And saves the day. And he's like, "Thanks." I'm like, "You didn't just fucking see her fly." Right. He never sees her fly. She does it twice, and then of course towards the end, like you find out she's actually the whore of Babylon, and she's like riding him. Right. And there's a fire behind him, and she's like on top of him. And he's just like, oh. They like climax together, and then her eyes turn green and shit. It's crazy.
I just looked it up, and it came out in 2000.
Which one?
The one I'm talking about?
Yeah, the one you're talking about. Oh. The Ninth Gate.
Yeah. It seems the 2000
or 1999.
I'm about to say when you watch it, it seems older, but yeah, that's about right. What's this one you were talking about?
It's release date March 10th, 2000.
Nice. It's good. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's cool.
Yeah, all these movies I'm putting down on my phone.
The Ninth Gate is a good one. It's slow, it's long, but it's interesting. It's a little campy.
I like it slow and long.
It's cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was that really terrible fucking that Schwarzenegger movie, End of Days. That was terrible.
Oh yeah, yeah, but that demon looked cool when he like spawned out of the ground.
Yeah.
Plus Arnold had a beard. That was cool.
So
it's like a grizzled cop.
He actually right before that movie, he had a massive heart attack, and a lot of the stuff in the movie, he couldn't do his own stunts because his heart attack was so bad.
Okay. Yeah. It's not a terrible movie.
Trying to see if I can find.
I thought we in an internet cafe right now. What's happening? I'm like the only one not in my phone.
Well, I'm trying to find this movie because I do want to.
Sign on the mics.
I don't think it was. Yeah, I'm trying to find I have to go based off of.
We've seen all the Omen movies.
Devil's Advocate was also that's a good movie too.
Like the Omen 2 is where he actually finds out who he is at the military academy. He finds that branded 3 6s on his scalp, and then you find out his teacher is actually a Satanist that's helped mold him. Dude, when he was he got in a debate with his teacher, and he was spetting off all those dates. He knew every date for every war that the teacher would tell him, and his instructor was like, "Just because you have that power, the world's not ready for you yet." But he doesn't know who he is at the time. Then he accepts who he is, like kills his cousin and shit. Those movies are nuts. I think Sam Neill is in the third one when he actually tries to rise up to politics. It's good. You need to see it. It's cool. That's when he knows who he is. Like he accepts who his dad is, and like it's creepy.
He accepts that he says Antichrist.
Yes.
I want to play this. Let's see if this is the trailer. I don't think so. Oop, I'll mute that. Oop. Yeah, this is it. I believe. I think it's Lost Souls was the one I'm thinking of.
Lost Souls? Who's in that?
It has Winona Ryder in it.
Like when she was hot?
Yeah, 2000.
She was hot.
I think Lost Souls is what it was.
So it's good.
Yeah, it's good. That one freaked me out.
Let me write that down. Lost Souls. Did you ever watch
Of course,
Stigmata?
I get. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I never watched it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I gave away the fucking climax of that movie, but go check it out. Yeah, it's pretty.
Why is it
good.
when I put in Lost Souls, it comes up as a song by Baby Keem?
I don't know. You got weird algorithm, I guess.
Let's see what it sounds like. This is Lost Souls.
Actually,
by
I think that
Baby
was in
Keem.
the movie.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah, that was the credits.
That's what it was?
That was the credits music.
The genres film makes misplaced.
You're right, it's a little mix.
Like, sorry that guy just got his head blown off, but let's listen a little. Let's take it slow for a minute. Yeah. That's got a hip hop vibe. Like, what? I've actually been wanting to go to another concert here soon. I want to go to an actual rock concert.
I haven't been to one in a while. Last one I went to was it was Muse and 30 Seconds to Mars. It was the last concert I went to.
Fuck. We saw Bush,
I went to
which was pretty gnarly.
If I want to see a Bush.
I went to a Shinedown concert last. You
That
want
was
to see a
good.
Bush?
I just
That
take my
was
pants
good.
off.
I want zero Bush.
That was good, wasn't it? That
Yeah,
Shinedown?
so they had Breaking Benjamin was
Damn.
they were opening for Shinedown, which was really cool because they had like a Star Wars light show sort of thing going on. They had like Darth Vader's helmet out there, some stormtrooper helmets that was pretty cool. They had lightsabers that was really cool. They were playing their songs, and then Shinedown came out and he was wearing like the Prez jerseys and stuff. And so yeah, it was
That's cool.
one of the best concerts I've ever been to. That was awesome.
Yeah, Bush, that was nuts. And I didn't, my friends invited us, Garrett invited us to go, me and Kylie. Him and his wife went to another couple. And I was like, I know Bush. And I looked up his songs like, Glycerin and all that stuff. And I was like, all right, that's going to be, it's cool. He was in, Gavin Rossdale was in Constantine.
Okay.
I was like, it should be cool. I've never been to like a full on. We saw, what's that? Fuck, A Day to Remember. But it was an acoustic set, which my wife was pissed about when we got there.
Oh, yeah.
She
knows that
loves
good.
that
So were
shit.
you.
She
I
loves
remember you
that. I
telling
was
me that.
pissed too because I was like, we were ready for like the breakdown. Like she went, she was high school where they started going to shows. Like she was into that scene, and I was pumped about it. And then like they're like, they bring out chairs. I'm like, what are they gonna do? Like a fucking interview first? Like who? And they bring out mics in front of the chairs, and I'm like, this is not good. This is not good. You cannot do the breakdown with chairs. And sure enough, it was an acoustic set. They still did awesome, but it wasn't. People were in the crowd like, let's fucking get it. And they're like, dude, it's a fucking acoustic set. We're not doing that. I'm like, I looked over and I'm like, thanks. We're going to really rock out tonight. But no, Bush was crazy. It was so fucking loud in there.
Let me get my latte out and we can.
And they
have
did the
a nice
album
little-
for, what's that Keanu Reeves movie with, he's like a badass. There's like 4 of them.
The
Matrix.
John Wick.
John Wick.
Okay.
They did an album for John Wick. So they had all, dude, it was killer. They dude came up in the stands and shit. It's
I don't remember acoustic guitar in John Wick, but
No, I'm talking about Bush.
oh, okay.
Flip-flop. My bad. Not, don't remember. We're on Bush.
Bush.
Yeah.
Every time you told me about that before, when you say like, yeah, I saw Bush, it reminds me of
Revenge of the
I Love You,
Nerds.
Man. And he's like, you don't know Rush,
You don't know
Neil
Rush.
Peart, slap with the best. That's all I think.
Some Neil Peart all up
There
in
was
you.
some Neil Peart up in you.
So, I'm going to tell you about my Bush. So, in fantasy football, if you are a winner, you get a trophy for doing good. But if you're a
I've seen
loser,
it.
you also get a trophy. So, currently, right now for our league, we have a trophy, and it's a ball sack, like it
Golden ball sack.
a golden ball sack.
Do you
Listen-
win?
If you lose. If you're the last
last
place.
one. So you get a ball sack. Well, on I guess Instagram or TikTok, whatever, there's a trend out there where that there's different ideas what you can do for your fantasy football drafts and all that stuff. So one of the things that you can do for a punishment, like a punishment trophy, last place trophy, is that you can have a cube, a glass cube where
Plexiglass kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
where the loser has to grow out their pubes for an entire year.
And then on draft day, you get those,
And then on draft day, you shave your pubes and you put them in the box.
and then you give it to the next loser.
And then whoever lost the next year,
So that-
is you give it to them and they have to grow out their pubes
year.
for an entire year. And so the guy that was kind of telling us about this, and he said what was really bad was the person that lost the year before was his father.
Oh, dude.
And so his father grew out his
That's
pubes.
Bush, bro.
It's all gray. Like
so you can
it's
tell it's
gray.
like, oh,
Gray bush.
Gray
Right.
bush. And so he
Randall
shaved his
definitely
pubes.
lost. You can see he's in the cube.
And so when he got the cube, his dad's pubes were in this cube, and he goes, "It's not airtight. Like when you put it together, like there's some gaps.
It's vented.
Right.
And there's pubes sticking out of it.
This might capture a Furby.
And they call it they call it the pube cube.
The pube cube. And so now, you guys brought up pubes, and I was like, that's really funny. So
We could give it a go.
I was like, we might do this.
I really
for the
don't-
dynasty draft.
Right. I mean,
Because we already have the trophy with the
Like,
ball
you have
sack
You
on
have to
it.
trim the
Right.
edges.
You
When
trim
trim the edges when you
like
do
I
it.
don't care as much about having the pube cube. It's like I don't want to grow my fucking pube
He's
out
at
for an
for a
entire
year.
year. So the incentive is to win. I definitely don't want to be last place.
This shit would look.
I mean-
then you get used to having it. You'd be sad you had to cut it. It's kind of grown on you.
Like, oh, I do have a dick. There it is.
There it is.
promised land.
It was so warm for a while.
Dude, that is the worst.
That would.
You
That
go to
would be
the
the
pool,
worst.
it's like sticking out of your trunks.
Whoa, I don't know. I'm not that hurried. Jesus.
connected to your leg hair.
I like a short inseam. What can I say?
What?
It's like them girls on Instagram that post those videos.
I go
like, where
European at the pool now.
Yeah.
They have like their shit smashed up. Looks like a baby bird smashed in the front of their bathing suit.
Oh yeah.
Like everyone's going like all natural, like they don't shave their legs and their armpits and stuff like that. Look, congratulations! Like,
Oh,
you're
we
more
were talking
welcome
about
to
that
It's
today.
gross.
Look
We were
gross.
talking
It's on
about one trend that is, I guess, an all-natural trend. I guess you could say that we appreciate is that more and more women these days
we
are
just
not
talked about
wearing
this today.
bras.
Yeah,
I love the trend that they're like, fuck the bra.
we were downtown yesterday, and
I'm into it.
Depends. I mean,
It depends on the titty, I guess.
oh, absolutely.
For
set,
sure,
bro. Like,
sure.
100%.
Like,
But when you're
well, I'm
downtown
saying,
and
like-
everyone's young, and you're like,
Yes.
no bra, no bra.
Like, I'm
no
not
bra,
talking,
no bra.
right, I'm not talking about like at church.
if it works, or the farmer's market,
See the fucking church ladies out there with
it
fucking
works.
saggy titties.
That works if you're hot.
Right, that's
There
what I'm
again,
saying. That's what we're talking about.
if you're hot,
full circle.
It started with our generation, millennials, and then it's Gen Z and Alpha is the latest generation apparently.
It's what?
Alpha.
Alphas?
They're called the
Oh
alphas.
my god.
So
know.
that
The boys are gonna
generation
run
is
away with
fully
it.
taken, and they're young right now. So they fully taken on the mantle of fuck the bra, free the nipple. And we were joking about that.
But there again, it only works if you. So
It
we're
only
all
works
for
if
it if you're hot.
Right, you can pretty much do anything if you're hot.
If you're hot.
If you're ugly, put them away.
If you're ugly,
Exactly.
wear 2 bras.
Right,
Bitch,
exactly.
don't play.
In fact, can you put a bra on your face somehow? Because I don't want to see
Because
it.
we're not buying it. That doesn't mean everybody. No. Mm-mm. Same with the 2-piece. Not everybody can wear a 2-piece. Don't fucking try it.
I'm kind of like the one piece. That thing needs to make a comeback because I'm a fan of the
I
one
like
piece.
the old
If it's-
fashioned looking 1-pieces.
No, I'm not talking about. I don't want them looking like they're.
What about the
like,
Borat
like
one piece?
About to get scuba diving.
No,
Those
not
type.
that.
Okay.
I'm talking about let me look one up.
Yeah, you need it. What? How far back are we talking here? But no, I like the one piece. I think it needs to come back.
What about the Borat one piece?
Now that's a little too much.
That's weird.
That's just. I mean, you might as well
love
just be. Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Naked woman. Yeah.
So you're talking about like this.
I'm gonna buy a Speedo for the cruise.
Are you? I mean, if I'm supposed to be a Greek goddess, like I'll do the same thing.
You talking about like something like that?
No, not like that.
Hold
No.
on.
That looks like dinner.
I'll tell you.
Well, like I think all these are pretty good.
No, I'm thinking
the polka dots.
higher up on the hip.
Higher up.
I mean, a little bit.
Okay,
get
all right,
get a
hold on,
little
hold on.
ass going
All right,
on.
hold on, hold on.
That's what I'm
Like the
talking
Baywatch outfit?
Kind of like that. Kind of like that one piece. Yeah.
Like that.
I,
A little higher up.
I mean, yeah, I guess that is a one piece. Sure. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think that should make a comeback. I like those.
I'm not against it at all.
You know, because they went full bore with like the string bikini thong situation. And I feel like they're moving
They're
back
just
to
not-
something
it's-
where you actually have some fabric
that
to work
great.
with. No,
What? That little like when we were like in high
the
school, like
skimpiest
like the
stuff
Fox,
possible.
Oh,
Fox
yeah.
Rays, like Pac Sun had like the little string bikini. Now it's just kind of like me. Like
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I mean, they're still
I'm gonna
cool,
look.
like, it's-
yeah,
yeah,
100%.
I'm-
It's awesome.
obviously.
But side by side, I think something's a little bit sexier about more clothing.
Because
Well,
it's
because
not
internet
as
porn has
revealing.
ruined it for us.
Because it's
I
not
think that's probably
revealing.
it.
There's
Yeah.
nothing to guess anymore.
right.
You got to figure, like I've said it before on here, like when we were, in high school, junior, senior year, like all the girls wore jeans and T-shirts.
Yep.
The only time you got to see anything is if you got lucky enough, whatever, or you caught their family pictures of the vacation on those summer.
Or if you got your first dial-up connection.
No, it's the volleyball game. You go to the volleyball game.
Yes.
You have some cheats.
Volleyball shorts.
But even then, it was just it wasn't. But now it's like you can go to the gym now and see everything.
Oh, dude, gym bunnies everywhere. It's nuts.
You see more than you sometimes want to.
Yeah.
So
I know.
A child. Fuck.
Yeah, if I wasn't already like working out,
you don't know how old anybody is anymore.
all right, if I wasn't already working out where the blood is going in my muscles, it would definitely be in my dick, and I'd have a boner at the gym.
Which would be hysterical.
So yeah, it would be.
Yeah, it's a curse.
What's our time looking like, Zach? I didn't even think about that.
Oh, we're way over. I'm going to cut the shit out of this. I'm just kidding. It's 2 hours and 3 minutes.
Whenever, so at the gym, I put in a stretching area, and I put it like near the front desk. And
So
I
you
didn't really. Well, that was not the first thought.
Okay.
At all. I swear to God.
Okay.
Professionally, he has to say that. We'll talk after.
Oh my God.
It's like I'm fired.
I'm doing computer work. Boop, boop,
Yeah.
And I look over, and they're not wearing anything.
No, they don't.
They're not wearing like hardly any shorts. They're not wearing any type of undergarments. It's just shorts, and I love it.
Right. It's okay. Right. Exactly.
And they're stretching, and they're. I'm like, but
Little
also at
to the
same time-
imagination.
yeah, for real. But at the same time, like I do get frustrated sometimes because there is a job that I have to do, and can you imagine doing your job every single day, and some woman is bending over in front of you, and as much as that is, I love it, but you can't do your job. Your brain, you're literally your brain can't focus on what you have to do because that's happening. So I have to like go into my office and I have to do my work and not focus on that kind of stuff and come out. And then I can appreciate the views.
They do it, but they do it on purpose now. Especially I love when they come in. They'll wear huge T-shirts, but then pick the T-shirt up.
I make fun of some people doing
I'm
that.
like, you know what you're doing.
Oh no,
You 100%.
You can tell the ones at the gym
They
that
know
are
what they're
actually serious about what they're doing in the gym, and they're not there to like get attention. Because it's the ones that do that where they'll wear like the leggings or whatever under there, but they have a ginormous T-shirt on and it covers everything, and they keep it that way. Those are the girls that you see that in the gym that are actually like they're there to work.
I like it when they come in like that and then remove more clothes as their workout continues.
Yeah, and then that does happen. So
And I like it
that.
when they leave, they put on like flip flops and big gross clothes. I'm like,
it's called a pump cover. So you go in there,
like the hoodies Seth Rossi's company sells.
So one thing that I do have to say though is old men need to stay away from the young girls at the gym. I don't know what it is.
Define old men.
Whatever age Zach is, older.
Oh no! Okay,
So,
all right.
Add 20.
Plus 20.
So
Me plus 20. All right.
there's some girls that were literally be wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt and won't take off those overgarments, and they will walk. You don't need to wear that. You're beautiful. You don't need to wear that.
That's old man confidence. You can't be doing that.
Yeah, listen, I know that you're only 20 years away from dying, but like, don't do that, okay? Then I have to kick you out of my gym, then you're going to be mad, and then this girl's going to feel uncomfortable. Like, don't do that shit. Why are you doing this, dude?
Yeah.
So, it's whatever, it's that old man confidence, and, I've had to kick guys out because they're mad because we won't play Fox News on the TV. I've had to get old guys out because they stink. I've had to get old guys out because it's always the old white men, always.
Yeah.
Well,
they're the thirstiest demographic.
Yeah.
we'll get there. We'll get there one day.
Literally, there's this one guy. He was like, "Well, I'm gonna die in like 10 years, so I don't really care." I'm like, "Damn it."
He's so honest.
You're like, he has a point.
He does have a point. Like,
you're dying. You're going.
he goes, "You think I'm working out here because I want to get big muscles?" I was like, "Fuck."
That's a good point.
He's like, "Have you seen the woman here?" He's like,
remind myself in 30 years.
I've seen him.
Put a notification
in 30 years.
He said, "Have you seen the
Go
talent?
to gym to see S."
Seen the talent in this building?"
Right.
Like I even have younger guys come to me like, so and so literally will just walk around the locker room butt naked for like 30 minutes.
Like, why?
Oh, do they always? There's a old man confidence.
I don't go to the gym locker rooms. There's no need to. I go in there. I work out. I go
on my lunch break when I work out.
Any
so
of
I
that
have
shit.
to change.
Oh, you have
That's
to change, yeah.
See, I would just do it at work though. I would change at work,
There's actually
go to the gym, do my thing,
sometimes
come
there's
back to
creepier
work.
people where I work than at the gym.
I mean, that's true.
Dang.
I guess it depends on your job.
Yeah.
But
You got to know your audience.
but yeah,
I'd much rather sometimes see the old man's dick in the locker room of the gym
Right.
than sometimes the
I
people
just
I work
have
with.
no desire to go into a gym locker room. I just like I'd rather
Half the time
do whatever I
it's
need to do it before and after.
90%, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, the
it's people doing
10%
the
is not I
same
don't.
thing you are. They just want to get the fuck out.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. It's always. I do feel like it's the older generation.
But your
that
old men
complains.
do not. It's just a different time, man. Like they just in their mind, I would think that we're all guys here. I don't. It doesn't.
Well,
it's.
I mean, think about their generation too. Most of them probably been to war.
Oh yeah. I mean, and then of course they
They
all
don't
had
care.
when they were in
Desert
school.
Storm?
All their physicals were done in what?
Desert Storm.
Their physicals were in a line. They all just stood naked in a line.
Yep.
So I mean, they broke that fear early.
Very
Yeah,
early.
I'm well aware.
Yeah.
I joined the military.
Yeah. So but you're not an old creepy man. You're just like a young
But,
creepy man.
but,
Yeah,
but the mentality is inside me. I know it. It's there, waiting.
On that note,
Is that why you haven't joined the gym yet? Because you.
you
That's
get
it.
kicked out before you even get started.
Right, exactly.
You're on our watch list.
I just walk up to the desk and be like, listen, let's just go in and kick me out now because it's going to happen.
You walk. Can I get a membership?
Right.
No, sir. You're kicked out.
Right. Ah, see, I knew it.
We saw you in the parking
Damn
lot.
it! Take off that fucking hat.
Georgia, get out of here.
It's the mustache, really.
It probably is a mustache. So, should I shave it? Should I go back
No.
to
No.
Fuck no.
Okay.
Don't do
Damn.
that.
Damn. That's a legitimate question, though.
My
'cause I've
wife-
gone
What you
both
should
ways.
do is shave off your pubes and glue them to your face.
Okay, even better.
Even Kylie told you don't shave your fucking mustache and chin hair.
I mean, does it legit look better like this or
No.
full shave?
Just
Like that.
Like this,
Do not
100%.
clean shave.
well,
Okay.
a tip: just shave or trim up the hairs that are going over your lip right now.
Let me see.
Yeah, I know
Let me see.
they get long. I do,
hold on,
I
hold
do
on.
trim them up.
Let me see.
Often.
You got
Or maybe
Yeah.
use some of that like beard wax. And you can kind of.
Oh, I
No,
do.
no, I'll
This-
just-
this is like a week.
You know how they tell
I
you?
have not
You know they
trimmed
tell you how
this
to
week.
do that, right? You need to smile and trim
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what I do.
yeah.
You smile and trim it.
That's what I do.
Yeah, don't get rid of it.
No, I've grown it out.
Yeah, don't do that.
I've let it go this week.
It gives your face more definition if you have facial hair. For you, it does.
Okay.
No homo.
Just want to make sure it's not a creepy look. I
me,
mean,
it's super
It's
homo.
not
my
creepy.
opinion. I was going to keep it because I think it actually does look cleaner than.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think it gives
Yeah.
you
Right, it gives me a little
a
more
regal,
shape to my
more
face.
regal, professional look,
Right.
like a lion.
Like I look like I'm a musketeer.
Yeah, somebody with purpose. You know what I mean? Like, where's your
guard.
frock? Like, there's a frock in your truck right
Exactly.
now. Like, 100%.
I'm a bodyguard for a French lord.
You're either going to work or you're going to a Renaissance festival. Period. Or swashbuckling.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
I love some good swashbuckling.
My brother, I think my brother, when he first saw that, when I had figured it out, he's like, are you cosplaying as Jack Sparrow? What's happening?
Like, where is he now?
Right, exactly. Right.
Lost the pearl again.
Like Asian Jack Sparrow over here.
Who convinced you to do this?
Right.
Asian Jack.
Did you lose a bet?
You must have lost your fantasy football
Right.
league.
If I lost my fantasy football league, I had to grow out a creepy
Oh, I
stash.
saw another one too. This one's horrible. If you lose your fantasy football league, you have to get a girl pregnant.
Damn.
But the winner has to raise your child.
That's a pretty good one.
But say, your mom would tell you to lose.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You're going to lose, Zach.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man,
The winner has to raise it. Damn.
Everybody loses.
Fuck.
It's fucking terrible. We really should come up because we have the ball trophy in our roommate league, but we need to for the dynasty we don't have anything, so we need to come up with
we
something.
have the ball trophy.
Yeah, we do. That's right. It's a different ball
It's
trophy.
been
But I
sitting on
wanna
my
do-
nightstand for
That's
the past
right.
year.
Hey,
That's right.
Next
But
to
I
my
want to
head.
do. I want to
You need to
do
do the
a.
tattoo
I think
thing.
we should do a punishment.
that.
Not just a trophy, but an actual
Oh,
like.
can we go together
thing.
get a tattoo?
Yeah.
All three of us.
What is it?
Yeah.
Tattoo? I don't have a tattoo.
You don't have a tattoo either.
I'll be honest with you
Well,
right now.
let's get-
I have a,
you wanna
I
get-
have a,
you wanna
I
get-
have a guy right now that would tattoo us any day this month if we wanted to.
You want to get
on the
matching
fly.
tattoos?
Not matching.
He does now. He does traditional,
I'm not a Georgia fan.
but you can send him
So-
stuff. He's doing. He's a. His name's Kyle, but he's an apprentice where I go and get my tattoos. He's an apprentice of the guy who owns it, but he's doing one. He's doing one for me in 2 weeks.
Well, I'm waiting till after Vegas. I'm gonna go
okay, no,
after
I'm getting
Vegas.
one before.
No, I'm gonna
Jonesing
wait till
one.
after Vegas. That way, it's cold
We
weather,
could go.
and I can
He
just
could
cover it.
We could get whatever y'all wanted.
Okay.
Now he does traditional, so if there's send him what you'd like. and he can draw it up or change it.
What do you mean traditional?
So American traditional, like kind of like this eagle I have that I can't torque my leg over. Hold on.
What's the difference? What's
Just
what's
throw
the
it
other?
up on the desk. Yeah, throw it up on it. Yeah. So it's all styles.
So you
whenever
need to pick,
someone,
like I'll show you what,
What
I'm
does
getting.
American
at. He's doing.
traditional mean?
It's more like Sailor Jerry, pinup girls,
Oh, okay.
eagles.
I got
It's
you.
that that eclectic
I would say
look.
like a navy, like naval sort of.
feel
My
you.
brother
It's
has
dope as fuck.
my brother has two.
It's not. It's I guess another style. You talking about like
Yes.
a art style or
Yes.
like a art?
Art style.
His art style.
Okay.
I'll show you the one he's doing
So
for
like
me.
his like if you were to do a hyper realistic,
that's
So
the-
hyper realistic is a
he
different
would not-
style.
yeah,
Okay,
he
that's
would
what I
not
was
he's
getting
doing
at.
for me.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, it's
Okay, it's
Gypsy
gonna be
Danger.
awesome. But like that's his style, and I'll show you some of the stuff he does while we're.
Dude, that one you sent the other day that had I don't think
Like
it was.
he did that one. Look how fucking clean that is.
That's
He's an
really
apprentice,
good.
dude.
Yeah. He is apprentice.
Fuck yeah, Kyle's the man. He's cool as fuck.
That one you sent the other day that had the was it Arendelle or what was the sword?
Oh yeah,
And it was broken, but it had the background was really cool on that one.
yeah. There's some incredible artists on here.
Right.
I did find one finally that I really want. That's like it'd be my first like funny one. Like, and I don't know what it is, but when I saw it on Pinterest last night. I almost peed on myself. I could not stop laughing. But like, I don't.
Oh yeah, that's the
it's
meme.
It's
the
so
Jesus
funny.
meme. I saw that.
It's so I don't know what it is. I could not stop laughing.
like
I
that.
said to him, and I was like, I need to get that. I don't know where the fuck I'm gonna put it.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we can do that. That's what you need to do for y'all's losers. For your loser for your league. Whoever loses,
Yeah, but
the
I-
winner, you do
Some of
five.
our guys
I
are really
doubt they
weird.
would not do
you
it.
do five
There's
tattoos.
too many guys that would not do it.
Do 5 tattoos that they can pick, and the winner gets to pick, and the loser can't know which one it is until after it's done.
Yeah, but-
I would do that shit in a heartbeat.
know,
It can't
but-
be anything sacrilegious. It can't. There's got to be
Yeah,
rules to it.
like
but don't
guidelines.
be a bitch.
Yeah, see, I think I would be down to do that if I already had tattoos and
Don't be weak.
I knew I was also in a league that where other people they lost they would reciprocate, but I feel like there's
Yep.
too many people that would be like would not do it and be like, well, fuck,
Come on.
I did it, like you do
So
it
much
too.
Yeah,
fun.
some of the guys in our league, they're
Is it too permanent? They would rather take a box of pubic hair than get a tattoo.
I don't know about
Give
that.
me a break.
It could be great.
I'd much rather get a tattoo than a cube of pubic hair.
I think we should do something that is embarrassing but not permanent.
We can have a vial.
Or
Of,
just like a day that
dry
you have to go do
jizz.
something and then that day's over. Not like a whole
Impractical
year,
Jokers?
like a whole year thing, or like raising somebody else's child.
Well,
like that's fucking crazy.
so what Scott's idea was, I kind of like it where
Tattoo would be way better than
you
that.
have
Yeah,
to,
100%.
Scott's idea was that you have to wear a full football like
Get up to the next
uniform,
draft.
like
And we do our drafts
helmets.
in a public area.
yeah. So we're always in a public area.
So
So
you're
it's-
just cosplaying.
yeah, but you're the only one. Everyone else is wearing their normal clothes. So it's kind of like you do it that one time.
Yeah.
I kind of like that tattoo idea. What ends up happening is like,
They'll back out when they get there.
oh yeah, 100%. So
Yeah, so
like
it's
I'm
not
a
worth it.
Texans fan. So if I tell Scott to get a Texan tattoo, I don't think he would do it.
Yeah,
No.
right. Yeah, that's
See,
not
that's
gonna happen.
it has to be. There's a lot of stipulations.
There's no
there.
way.
They did it on Impractical Jokers, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, I think it has to be some. You have to do some sort of public humiliation thing. I think it was like wearing the
Make him
outfit.
wear a football uniform. Make him wear a dress.
I was gonna say wear a dress to Walmart
what
or
if,
something.
What if you had to do like a full like makeup get up by like a professional, like where you do like
like
Yeah.
like go to Sephora or go to
Yeah.
Ultra and have them do it.
then
Or
just
Ulta.
whole
excuse me.
face.
Oh my gosh, that would be so
mascara,
awesome. To do that.
like blush, the whole.
That
nine
would be
yards.
so amazing.
Or like shave both your eyebrows.
No, I can't do that. That's a professional.
That's true. Yeah, we all have like professional jobs.
I
Okay.
can't do that.
Um,
No, you can shave your head.
yeah, shave your head maybe, but then we're at immediate disadvantage for the guys that are already balding. So
Yeah, dang, that's just me and you.
it's just me and you.
Shit.
Scott's like, you're welcome.
I need it. We honestly should come up with something. We'll try to come up with something because I think that'd be fun. All right. Well, I think we probably should.
Yeah, wrap it
kick
up.
this thing off. It's already switched over to like a recording, so I don't
good
have to
times,
stitch
dude.
it together.
You can't stop in the middle
fucking
of it.
shit for me. It's fine. All right, we'll send us off. Joshua.
Yeah, so first time listeners on this episode, thanks for listening. Was it 52?
52
Road to 100. which I love that the day you said that. Road to 100. Yeah, like, follow, subscribe. If you can, rate the show on Spotify. And if you listen on Apple, rate it there too. It helps out a lot. Still DM me if you have any ideas or if you know anybody that wants to be on the show with us. You know the rules. We have to. You can't be gross. We got to make sure that you qualify to be on the show with us. We still haven't got any teachers yet that Zach can debate with, which I need to do that still. Yeah, that's it. Like I said, leave us some comments.
Share it 10,000 times.
Share 10,000 times. We should have some. I'll be posting some pictures soon of some mock-ups of some possible merch
Got some merch.
that I might be giving out.
Yep.
Might do some not a sweepstakes, but
We've made some merch just for us.
just for us. And then I'll take some pictures and show everybody, and then
If we get some interest, we'll make some. We'll see
we'll
how
do it for
goes.
guests.
We'll do it for guests. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, if you guys know any sponsors or want any shout outs too, send them to me. Send them my
First
way.
one's free.
First one's free. Second one's going to be $200.
We just set that price just now.
Just now. This wasn't talked
But
about.
first one's free. So, get in early. Get in early before
I don't care if it's toilet paper.
Right, because this could pop off, and then you've missed the boat.
That's true.
In fact, we'll still stick to that. If we overnight get 1 million listeners, and we're like knocking on the door of Joe Rogan, the first one still will be free.
Let me get this out real quick because this has been pissing me off lately on Instagram. If I message you, I don't care how famous you are, fucking message me back.
Oh shit, there's stickers. There it is.
Because I'm gonna tell you something. If this was to ever take off and we became incredibly popular and stuff, I will message you back.
Be like, bet you wish you would have
You had a
responded.
chance.
Because I've messaged this particular person 3 times now, and his spouse, and I've yet to get a fucking answer.
See, now we've talked about this. Now you have to go for the spouse's friend.
So now I'm going down the tiers.
What about children?
And
I can't do that.
You're not gonna do kids.
I can't do kids.
But we will.
What if I had my kid do it?
We will. So we're gonna. The goal is we're gonna target a celebrity, and then or whoever we want on the podcast.
It's a
and they're
celebrity
not
I'm
responding, right? And then we're gonna go for the spouse and be like, "Hey, listen, your husband
She
or
has
wife,
not
whatever it
answered
is,
either.
right?" And then if she doesn't answer, then we go look, scour the internet, look through her shit, or Instagram, whatever, and target a friend or an extended family member, a
less
cousin,
hot.
a cousin, whatever, until we get to a certain follow number of person that they're more likely to see the DM, and then work our way up. Mm-hmm. That's the goal. That's his
that.
plan.
I like that.
I'm kind of into it.
But that's all I got. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Peace.